All right, little bit of housekeeping. Can you hear me? Thumbs up, thumbs down. And if it's thumbs up, you can hear me. Too loud, it sounds okay. And while everybody does that, I'm going to do my prerequisite, trying to figure out how to hide the chat and do that. I think I just turned a filter on. Okay. Can you see the difference? This is no retouch. That's retouch. Yeah, I think I know what Foodie's doing. Like just on this, you can put on it. It gives a blur effect. So we'll be turning that off because okay. Okay, I don't know how to turn that off. I've got the aspect right. YouTube keeps changing everything, and so it makes it really hard to go live. Let's see. Hello, Desiree. Thank you for being here. Jocelyn's mom. WSU. It's not a bad baking, so I don't have the apron on. Should we start baking? The apron will immediately go on. Hello, Essence. Princess Alyssa, thank you for being here. Wooly, hello. Anola Ravenmere, hello. Celebrity Juicer, good to see you. Long time no see. Frost the Hoe Man, Minka Ducati. Sister Earth, hello. It's good to see everybody. Let me make sure I can see all the people that are chatting. Prunilla, welcome. Okay, everybody chat amongst yourself. So, thumbs up if my audio quality is okay, and let me know if it sounds like I'm redlining, like I'm pegging out, like I need to adjust, or if it sounds okay. Yes, it's good to see a Celebrity Juicer. So everybody, let me know in chat. Okay, thumbs up from Essence. All right. And I haven't been taking a ton of notes lately just because everything's kind of been, here, let me put my hair back. Everything's kind of been on wash, rinse, repeat lately. Like she doesn't really have anything new to talk about, though I do have some thoughts on her behaviors, her claims on addiction, um, the hospital visit and these supposed rabies shot and tetanus shots and the inability to take responsibility for any of her behavior. So we'll be commenting on that. What's new? And for anybody new here, oh, good. Frosty says the audio's good. Okay, everybody says it sounds okay. First and foremost, I'd like for everybody to note cameras on, no filters. Yeah, hi, I'm Greg Grebo. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Um, I'm trying to figure out. In fact, the last time we went live, or maybe it was the time before. Does everyone remember when I did the F around and find out chart? I think we've went live once since then, but yeah, I haven't around. So I think we're truly now, like I said it before, just so everybody knows. Yeah, this is really awkward, but you know, I honestly think that we are way over here in the find out territory. With the dangerous behaviors and the non-compliance with any diabetes education and stuff. I think we are truly, here's the F around. I'm trying not to drop the F bomb. We all know it's going to happen. So here's the F around line, and here's the find out. And I really think we are in the find out territory at this point. But for the grace of God, I think the find out would have already hit her like a ton of bricks. But as the farms claim, some people are like cockroaches, and they're just very fortunate or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it, because Chantal likes to claim that she's an addict, and myself, nobody holds the keys to the addiction community or who's an addict, who isn't. In fact, a lot of people in recovery will say you're an addict. If you think you're an addict, you're an addict. And if you want to belong to a recovery community, you're a member whenever you say you are. So I will never argue with that. some people, she might come back and be like, "Who are you to judge?" And I love the quotation from the Bible: "He who's without sin cast the first stone," or something like that. I'm sorry, you're Muslim. Shouldn't you be quoting the Quran? Um, but she has a point. Foodie has a point. I don't have a right to judge her. But if I was a member of the food addiction community, I would say I wouldn't have a right to judge her, but I would have a right to assess her and where she fits in to the communities, these addiction communities. They're large communities, and she's one that wants to self-identify as an addict. So any addict, though, they don't have a right to take her inventory, they don't have a right to judge, but they do have a right to assess her and her honesty. Where's she at? Is she living in absence, or is she living in actual recovery? Is she practicing what she preached? Or is she, saying beautiful words and saying the things everybody wants to hear? And then behind the scenes, beating the kids and kicking the dog. So, food for thought. Okay, let me look at chat. Sorry. I'm not trying to get off into left field. Yeah, stupid game wins stupid prizes. Yes, we will probably start doing more visuals. Uh, Exactly. And Princess Alyssa says, we listen and we judge based on the monetized content uploaded to a public platform. Exactly. So, though I don't have a right to judge Chantal for anything she keeps to herself, when you choose to monetize your life, and not just little bits of your life, but huge swaths of your life, you present yourself as a newly converted Muslim. And I say convert because I'm not a Muslim. I don't believe everybody was born Muslim and eventually reverts to it. That is not my belief. If Chantal wants to convert to Islam, that is her business. If she wants to self identify as being an addict, though, if you read a lot of the literature and stuff, food addiction and an actual eating disorder really are two different animals. My personal opinion from watching Chantal from the beginning, before she started deleting videos, back when she said that red car, I distinctly remember she was sitting in a car. I want to say she was eating her KFC, and she was mad because she had to fire yet another doctor because she wanted an eating disorder diagnosis, and they said, no, you're a food addict. And the first thing they suggested she did was stop eating in her car and stop getting fast food. And after that, she stopped going to see those doctors because she wanted the eating disorder diagnosis. And that's what she does. I know in the past when she's shown us her medical records, anybody that's ever been to a doctor knows when you go to a doctor, you have very clear diagnoses. You can pull them up, they have numbers that attach because diagnoses attach to billing codes, even in Canada where they have socialized healthcare, right? So you would have some definitive diagnoses that she could show us. All she's shown us was the subjective part from one document because there's the objective, what are the diagnoses that we have for sure, and then there's the subject part. What is the patient reporting to the doctor? And it said, patient reports, been diagnosed with an eating disorder, la 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 la. That is not Chantal be like, well, you have no proof. That's not what I have. Well, I'm going to go with kind of more scientific approach that until my hypothesis has been failed to be disproved, I'm with it, right? So it's up to her to prove us wrong. It's up to her. She's the one that brought all this to the internet. If you want to definitively prove that you have an actual ED, then show us, because the only evidence I've seen today, other than your words, rule number one, Chantal lies. Rule number two, if you believe something she says, rule number one, go back to rule number one. So, according to everything she said, and even her own language that she's constantly tripping up on. In fact, as of late, when she started that Overeaters Anonymous, left to her own devices, when she's talking about her eating, she'll be like, well, you have no idea what it's like to be a food addict. Oh, and have an eating disorder. Throws the eating disorder in there after the fact. She still doesn't automatically default to saying it's an eating disorder. It's all calculated in her mind. And the trouble with Chantal is she's gotten so comfortable. Uh, Sorry, I know I've just launched into it. I've had a month and a half to think about this stuff. Let me look at chat. I'll slow my roll. Let's see. Let's see, not just Muslim. Yeah, and the hijab. And who remembers clear back in, it was March of 2017. Remember, she was getting up at the butt crack of dawn. She was going to those walking workouts. Remember, there was that old couch in the stairwell, and she was going on and on. And she had the polar fleece, and she kept zipping it up like this. And she jokingly said, like, "This hides my chins." And then she said, I should get a hijab, something like that. Well, she said hijab. She made a joke about that almost 8 years ago now about getting a hijab to hide her chins, and she has made that joke and discussed that kind of as for years before she actually did it. And I'm sorry if you're new here, and I'm sorry if you don't believe me, but some of this stuff she said and did was before her thread even on the farms was even established. So if you weren't here to see it, you really have to dig. I probably have screenshots. In fact, I know in some of my past lives I've shown some of the old footage. I know I've shown the old footage where Chantal was talking about it's the middle of the night, and she was talking about how excited she was. Like she had this whole um ritual where she gets in her car and listens to music she loves, and she's driving to get the fast food and she loves it because it's fun, and she's having a good time and she's listening to music and it's just her happy place, etc., etc. I'm sorry, but if you are claiming a binge eating disorder, anybody that's in the middle of a binge, it's not a happy place. It's not a joyous place. It's not something that you look forward to. You don't plan it all out. It's something that happens to you if you have a true disordered eating as far as an eating disorder. That's not Chantal. If you think she has an eating disorder, you are more than welcome to your opinion. I would like to see some cold hard facts, though. Let's see. I am sorry. I'm not even looking at the chat. Hey, Nirvana, good to see you. Hey, Edna, good to see you. I'm sorry. I dove right in and started going off. I remember the chin spanks have been on her list for, yes, Anola. She has been talking about getting a job, or, we've all saw her with the leopard print shirt. She has been doing that for years, since she was 33 years old. Um, and if you look back, this stuff is like 2016, these are fairly old photos, but if you look at some of this stuff, like this one I think is Instagram, this is when Chantal was claiming, this is Chantal in the 360 range right here. This one is when she's supposedly 360-ish pounds. Um, there's this one. This is another one. I want to say this might be a Facebook post. Maybe it was Instagram. This is another one when she was supposedly in the 360 pound range where she is now. And am I fat shaming her? No. What I'm doing is I am honesty shaming her. She's a liar. She's a lying liar who lies. And, she's so incredibly disingenuous. And the trouble is for all of us that have been following her for a long time and understand that she lies, there are some people, some VI idiots, Beezers, whatever you want to call them. I don't normally resort to ad hominems, but at this point, the people that are supporting her are sad, lonely people like her that have finally found, their community. Uh, Number two, they might be trolls, like, feeders, trolls that are just trying to throw fuel on the fire. Or three, there might be some almost like empty nesters or people that, of a lower caliber of education or intelligence who might be taking everything she says as truth. If I do these things, then my weight problem's going to wait. If I do these things, my diabetes will be okay. Well, she eats a McDonald's all the time and she doesn't have any blood pressure problems. And those are the people that I feel that's why I feel the need to continue to call out the disingenuous bullshit that she constantly spews. It's verbal diarrhea with Chantal. Not much thought goes in. Chantal has been living such a think a thing, say a thing life, very hedonistic, and she's gotten so comfortable in front of the camera that it's almost like her brain turns off, and it just, like I've said, verbal diarrhea, and everything she's saying, it's translating into her long-term memory. So you always hear her say, "Oh, did I say that? What did I say?" Because she's just in what I call chit chat mode. Everybody's been there. You've been at a party or something where you're just chit chatting away, but your brain's not really engaged. You're not really critically thinking about what you're saying. It's small talk. You're just blah blah blah, saying whatever you're saying, but it's not going into long-term memory. You're not going to remember those conversations. And Chantal has gotten so comfortable live streaming everything that falls out of her mouth, and she's reading chat and just saying things. And I've said this 1,000 times, is that's the beauty of telling the truth. Is the truth is always the truth, and you don't have to stop and think about it because it's always the truth. But when you lie as easily as you breathe, and in fact, if you've ever even heard Chantal breathe lately, I would argue that she in fact lies easier than she breathes as of late. So there's that. I was going with this. But yeah, her saying she has an eating disorder, I don't buy it. And so let's see, we have this one, the 360-degree category. And if you're somebody and you're not sure what to think of her, just not all of us are just haters and hate to hate. I'm not here to make fun of the way she looks or anything like that. It's just the lies. And so hold on. And let me go to the next one. Oh, I don't think I actually captured this one. Yeah, I didn't capture this one, but this one right here was also in supposedly this one, right, 350 something pounds according to her, which, and so she supposedly weighs 10 pounds more in this. Yeah, my iPad just is not cooperating. So everybody saw the photo. I'm sorry if you didn't. Yeah. So that's this is 360 pounds. Yeah. I'll turn the lights off so you can see these better. It's just I've got lights going there and this is trying to adjust, you know. Yeah, everybody knows what I'm talking about. She's lying. And lately at the hospital, if you saw her in that emergency room, like I was like 3, 4, maybe 5 days ago when she has the filters on all the time. She's real fuzzy. You can never read um her 100,000 subscriber plaque. It's just blurred out. There's no words or anything on it because she has her filters on so high, and the slimming filters. But when she put her arms up on her tray, hold on, she put her arms up on her tray, and her arms just look absolutely massive. Do you see what I'm saying? They just they looked huge, just absolutely massive. She has put on so much weight since she's got there. Yes, she's manipulated Wooly. Sorry, I'm not looking at chat. I said hi to Nirvana. Hey Pernilla, good to see you. So if there's anybody I have said hi to, I apologize. I just kind of launched into this. So yeah, Chantal has put on a lot of weight. I don't. Oh, and speaking of lying, so we all remember she just did her supposed 2x uh noodle challenge. We all remember when she did the 1x noodle challenge, like what, 4 or 5 years ago. And remember, she was choking, her eyes were watering, those things were bright, bright red. This last time, she made it a point to be like, "Woo, they're so hot! Woo, I have my milk here." Her eyes did start watering. Her nose did not start running. Her face didn't flush, no involuntary face flushing. And she did a preemptive strike of, "Oh, but I've been eating a lot of spicy food." And then, not once but twice, she first picked up a tissue and she wiped her mouth. She put it down. And then, like a minute later, she picked up that same dirty tissue, wiped the creamy, sloppy mess off her mouth, and then wiped both of her eyes. with zero reaction, no tearing of the eyes, nothing. So you cannot tell me that those noodles had any spice in them. She did not. She showed herself, like she showed them laying out, but she didn't show the preparation. I think a lot of butter went into them. I think a lot of cream went into them. Maybe I know a lot of cheese went into them, but you know, complete lie that those were 2x spicy noodles, because when you eat very spicy things, the nose running, the eyes watering, the flushing of face, those things are all involuntary. You cannot control that. And any that's ever cut a jalapeno pepper, wash their hands not real well, and then touched it, your eyes start burning. I even with onions, you're like, oh my God, kill me now. Zero. So the wiping of the mouth twice, and then taking the dirty tissue and wiping of both eyes with no reaction. Once again, a disingenuous uh, vlog. She lies to everybody, and she really does think she's the smartest cat in the room. She's not. The only person she's fucking in this overall thing is herself. Everybody's like, well, when's karma gonna get her? She's living her karma right now. Somewhere in the back of her mind, she knows life is not so good, and she's so defiant and so unpleasant and so incredibly selfish that she's that guy that would cut off her nose to spite her face. My opinion. Hello, Leanie, good to see you. Hey, Starburst. Hello. Hey, Genitalia, good to see you. Very performative, Princess Alyssa, 1,000%. Hey, Granny Noodles, good to see you. Sorry, I'm not ignoring people. I've had all these things to say. I'd say overall, like the other day where we went live and did her little people are attacking me because I'm Muslim. I think if she was getting text or emails, we've seen her, she will show anything that she has. I don't think she's getting texts. I don't think she's getting emails. I don't even know, I think what it is she needed something to talk about. And it's really easy for her to hide behind oh, Islamophobia, bunch of haters. No, you're a you're a super morbidly obese white Western woman cosplaying as a Muslim living in the Middle East. I think at this point, because cannot you cannot afford to live in Canada. Oh, speaking of, a ballpark estimate on how much Chantal is making a month. Anybody interested in hearing that one? All right. So yeah, put a one in the. Oh shit! I just closed out of my. Put a one in the chat if you are interested in me doing the math on how much she's ballpark making a month. Put a two in the chat if you could care less. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of ones. So okay, this is ballpark because I can't use my phone because that's where the chat's coming. So if you go in the Canadian government's website, and when you're filing bankruptcy, like I said, I'm gonna just kind of ballpark these numbers. They basically say for one person, household of one, whatever, $2,650. Let me make sure that this is showing up. God damn it! Sorry, it keeps closing me out. Ugh. Hold on. Hold on. All right, I think this is caught up. So, okay, I'm trying to get my phone is corporate. Okay, so I need to make sure that this shows up. Oh, okay, hold on. My video is very far behind, which means I get behind on chat, which is bad. Okay, let me see. So, ballpark, like I said, I can't pull everything up, but is this backwards the right way for you guys? Can you see this, or is it backwards? Let me know if it's backwards, because it looks backwards to me. Or is it right way forward for you? Nobody's answering. That's bad. Hello, chat? It's backwards for you guys too? Oh, okay, sorry. So what it is I pulled out my huge old darn it, I pulled out my huge old iPad. My new one will flip it. So when we have these things, it flips these, darn it. So you guys are going to have to flip it in your mind. I'm sorry. This is the iPad I normally use. I pulled out the old POS one, and unfortunately, it does not flip things. And there's not much I can do. I could try to flip this around, but then I can't see what's going on, and I don't think so. Are you guys okay? Give me a thumbs up. Give me a one in the chat if you're okay with it being backwards. Put a two in the chat if you're like, no, fucking figure it out, Grebo, you moron. You've been doing this long enough. So one, you're okay with it. Two, Grebo, you're a fucking moron. Put a three if, yeah, you're okay with it being backwards and Grebo is a fucking moron. You know, I get it. I as soon as I put this thing up there and said, oh, I'll just use this thing, you know, that little voice in your brain that's like, that's not a very good idea. You have nothing but problems with this thing. You're like, meh, it'll be fine. Yeah, so no, it won't be fine. So okay, $2,600 and $2,650 is what they say. Like you're allowed to net that much money, right? And they won't touch it. And for in bankruptcy court, what the Canadian the law court and stuff says is they will then take 50% of anything you make above this. Now, here's where it gets kind of iffy. Do they? I think a lot of times they might base it on your last year's tax returns. Chantal that hasn't filed taxes yet, but they might theoretically do it on the last 3 or 6 months of income. You know, so that's what I'm going with that. So 50%, so if they're taking 50% of everything above this, and we've got proof she's making, I don't think she made any lump sum payments. I think she's just in December, that's why she was home getting these payment plans set up. And so anything above this, you will pay 50% of that. Well, she's paying 1,700. So 50%, so that would mean 1,700, you know, times two or 1,700 plus 1,700, $3,400. So realistically, 50% of, Jesus, I am just a train wreck. So 50% of $3,400 would be $1,700 payment. So if she's paying $1,700 a month, it stands to reason that there's your base amount that you're allowed, and then $3,400 would be the amount she's making over that, which equals about, let's see, 3, 4, 5, which stands to reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have this amount a little bit too much, but it stands to reason she's making about 6,000. And this, I know I have this number a little high because I actually had a calculator and did the math, and I figured out she is making about 5,500. Like I said, my numbers are off. I figured out she's making about 5,500 a month, Canadian. But so if you do the 5,500 a month and then you take the 1,700 away that she's making, let's see, that's 15, 7, 8, 3. I think I figured out that her take home was about, I want to say like 43. You know, so you take the 1,700 out, that her take home would be about 4,300 Canadian. I know this is sloppy. I'm super sorry, guys. I can't use my calculator. I can't get to my notes. I can't get to the end. So I did all the math. I figured out that she's probably ballpark, and this is also based on last year's numbers too. You know, her views have been down and stuff, but you know, last year she was probably taking home, well, or before this, she was probably taking home about, you know, 6,000 Canadian a month, ballpark. But now here we are, as in December, January, February. She's probably now netting about 4,300 a month. If you convert that to Kuwaiti dollars, you know, Kuwaiti dinars, that's about, I did the math, and so that means in Kuwait, her 4,300 Canadians worth about 1,023, 1,000 Kuwaiti dinars per month. Okay? You know, maybe next time I'll have a calculator and you can go do some of the, sleuth the internet, do the math. Just trust me. I know this is ballpark, but let's say she's let's round it up to she's making 1,050 Kuwaiti dinars a month, right? I'll give her that extra 25 dinars, right? I is her rent 350 dinars a month? In my mind, it's like 350, 375 dinars, or is it 399 dinars? I have 350 dinars, her rent every month. So if somebody could let me know in chat, please, is the 350 dinars accurate? Put a one in the chat if it's 350. And then put the number that it actually is in the chat. If I want to say people have on the farms have found the building and found how much people pay, and I want to say it's between 350 and 375 Kuwaiti dinars a month. And that includes like electricity, internet. It's all inclusive. So So it was roughly about 1,200 USA. Yeah, Minka. So I'm going to go with it's about 350 dinars a month. So that's the rent. And then now we know that her car payment is 900 Canadian. Oh shit, hold on. So 900 Canadian. I'm just keeping this right now to keep it simple. I'm keeping it in Canadian dollars. So 900 divided by 4.25 equals, so we'll say 215 is Kuwaiti dinars is the car payment. I don't know how much insurance and stuff is, but that I'm trying to think what else that she has to pay, because remember this is her net take home pay after the 1,700, and this is converted 4,300 Canadian to Kuwaiti dinars. So the 1,050 minus 350 minus 215 for the vehicle. So that leaves her 485 Kuwaiti dinars for the rest of the month for everything else. 485 dinars is, I'm going to say the Canadian dollars worth about $4.25, would be about 2,050-ish Canadian is what she has to spend, right? And this will include food and everything. So then let me go back to my live chat and see what everybody's saying, if everybody's following along. Yeah, oh, that's something, Leanie. I did not. Hey, Goose, good to see you. Land designer, good to see you. I'm currently, I've kind of figured ballpark how much Chantal was theoretically making per month because of how much she showed her lump sum, how much she's paying per month on her, and it has to do with the amount they set for a house of one. They'll only take 50% of everything above that net. It was about $2,600. She showed a $1,700 payment. So 50%, so that means 1,700 times 2 is 3,400 is how much she's making above that amount, which, so that's about 6,000 a month. But you take away the 1,700 Canadian, it leaves her about 4,300 Canadian a month, which is a little over 1,025, 1,050 Kuwaiti dinars a month she has left. 350 Canadian dinar, Kuwaiti dinars rent, 215 for the car payment, which is 900. How much do you think her phone payment is? Hey, oranges, poranges. Like, and here's something right now I need everybody to say. So do you remember the other day where she said, "Oh, Salad has not paid the Wi-Fi bill. I need Wi-Fi. I need Wi-Fi. If I don't have my Wi-Fi, get a hold of Salad." Hear me out. I don't think Chantal has ever swapped her phone number, have a working Kuwaiti number. I think she relies on Wi-Fi and messaging apps. You can use WhatsApp. You can use Facebook Messenger. There's all kinds of apps hey Starburst, there's all kinds of apps you can use as long as you have internet that don't require you to have cell phone data. As long as you have, the hotspot, how, She always relies on salad having a hot spot and stuff. So put a one in the chat if you think that I might be onto something, that Chantal doesn't have an actual working cell phone data plan in Kuwait. Put a one in the chat if you think she is relying on, apps and Wi-Fi. And put a two in the chat if you think, no, she's probably got a working cell phone number, because she's made such a big deal. If I without Wi-Fi I can't get a hold of salad. If the I'd be screwed without Wi-Fi. If I got stuck in the elevator, no way to get a hold of anybody. So, and it takes a little jumping through hoops to get to another country and get the eSIM card and to switch it over and stuff. Her phone probably works just fine, or pauses it when she's in Kuwait. So I'm seeing lots of ones, lots of ones. Yeah, yeah. And if anything, Blondie, I think when she goes back to Canada, she probably is on one of those prepaid month to months. But I don't think she has an actual working cell phone number, and maybe she's paying a low amount month by month. But I don't think the number actually works in Kuwait. I think she's relying on Wi-Fi and free messaging apps, the WhatsApps, the mess Twitter, or whatever they're fucking calling it now. Kuwaiti doesn't have 911 or 911, so she would be fucked. Oh yeah, they technically have a number you can call for 911, but from what I've understand, Heidi, she is not a Kuwaiti resident. She's not a citizen. And from what I've read, unless you are in a wealthy neighborhood and yada yada yada, and you're a citizen and stuff, you're better off having somebody throw you in a vehicle and get you to the hospital. Number two, she can't go to Kuwaiti hospital. She would have to go to, one of the immigrant facilities, because Chantal is not an expat. I do not care what she says. She's not an expat. She is an illegal immigrant abusing a visa system. But she happens to be from Canada, which has a very, strong passport. So nobody's really going to look into it, my opinion. Uh, So yeah, Minka, they do have emergency services in Kuwait, but it's uh it's very site specific. What neighborhood are you in? Is it because I can almost guarantee if you called and said, "Hey, three Prince just got in a terrible car wreck and we need an ambulance here," probably nobody's going to come. Versus if you're like, "Hey, Mr. So and Mr. So and so, friends with Prince so and so," is you're gonna get some it's a pay to play country, and if you don't have money and stuff, you're hosed. It is what it is. That hospital did not look state of the art, Jocelyn. I completely agree. I don't like and so we'll go to that. Okay, real quick, bring me back to the hospital. So for Chantal, we're at 485 KD she has left for the entire month. Now she made that joke that she said salad, budgets her where, 5 dinar a day for her to eat. But she said, but let's face it, a lot of times I go to, let's say 5 dinar a day. Let's say that's her limit, and she's stuck to that times 30 days in a month. That's 150 dinar a month. I don't think for a second she's sticking to dinar a day, food costs. Let's double it to the $10, and I think she's spending more than that. So that's 300 dinar a day, and I'm being incredibly generous. We all know it's more than that. So 300 a day for her food. I think she's spending more. That only leaves her 185 Kuwaiti dinar for everything else. You got to remember, salad has some bills and stuff. Gas isn't that much, but do you see what I'm saying? That she was already, kind of pushing it with how she was living before. And now that her food intake, it hasn't doubled, but it's probably gone up a solid 30-35%. She's not eating home nearly as much. And before she used to get the inexpensive Kuwaiti, junk food, fast food, but she's since transitioned over to the much more expensive West fast food places, which are not cheap over there. They're expensive. She's tired of the 2 KD, the $8 to $10 range. hubcap of rice and a meal for a family of four, and she's transitioned to the KFCs, the McDonald's, and those things. You're looking at $25 to $30 a pop per meal on top of her grocery bills. And then you add in on top of that this $1,700 a month now, that this lump sum she's paying out to Canada, because I think Salad is starting to push to get to Canada, like in his mind. So I'll just say it right here. I have no sympathy for Salad. I think he's a scumbag. I think he's a low watt light bulb. He's a scammer, and I think he's getting exactly what he deserves. I also think he's kind of slow. Like, and this is no shade towards anybody that might struggle or anything like that. But if you look at Pete, if you look at BB, he was really quiet, but he just, I think he was just kind of average. Pete's average intelligence. Yeah, Pete has a lot of words and a lot of opinions. Just because you say something loud with authority doesn't make it or intelligent. You look at Salad. I think Chantal has a type, and I think personally she likes to find very average or even below average intelligent kind of people to hang around with, because she can manipulate them. You know, let's face it, there's an average because there's an average. Like George Carlin said, look around and think of the most average person just that guy. And realize half the population is stupider than that. It's where averages come from. It's not that average guy. He's not overly curious, but he can make it through the day. 50% of people fall below that line. I think Chantal looks for people intellectually fall at that line or lower, because I would not call Chantal smart, but she has had years and years of being highly manipulative. Like, her family has allowed her to be manipulative. And so I think she has a security that I think she thinks she's a lot smarter than she actually is. She's always kind of been in that hug box where her family's like, okay, cutie, yeah, cutie. They've always reinforced the bad behavior. She's never faced causes. The few friends she had that kind of insulated her, because, let's face it, everybody feels sorry for the awkward fat weirdo, you know, that, oh, she has a pretty face, but realistically, Chantal Lyme thinks she's cutie. She thinks she's gorgeous. She thinks she's smarter than everybody. And let's say her family are all of average intelligence. And I'll say that's being kind from what I've seen. They're like this. And so she being manipulative and spending a lot of time on that. Maybe she did run circles around those people. And so when you surround yourself with people like this, you think you're the smartest guy in the room, and she doesn't realize that a lot of people can see the manipulations, disingenuous nature of everything she says and the lies. We can see it for what it is. It's just common sense, but common sense isn't always so common. Yeah, tall Pete, Snuff said, no one with any brains would. Yes, exactly. Cat Shark, good to see you. Sorry. I said hi to designer. She targets the ones she can manipulate. Exactly. Also think she doesn't want him coming to Canada. Oh, yeah. Put a one in the chat if you think for a second Chantal wants uh, Salad to come to Canada. Put a two in the chat if you think she's thinking over her dead body. Is he going to get to Canada? Like, she does not want him here. She already knows he'd be gone. He'd be done. And he would also, because even though he speaks okay English, when you see how he writes and the way he speaks, his comprehension of English is not that good. I doubt he does a lot of, other than movies, I don't think he does a lot of reading or research as to what's going on. So everything she tells him about the Western world, like, she's building this picture for him, and I don't think she's been on him at all. So exactly. Okay, and here's one. Put a one in the chat if you think she just happened across him on Tinder or whatever. Put a two in the chat if you're with me. I think that, remember the creepy scam mansion uncle she went and saw, and he said, oh, I have a nephew, and all of a sudden she was hooked up with Salad. Put a one if you think they just happened, kismet on the internet because he was set worldwide. Put a two in the chat if you think it was that mansion guy she met up with, yada, 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 and that's how she got hooked up with Salad. I'm a salt too. You're allowed to think number one. That's fine. I just, Occam's razor, you know. We've got a lot of twos. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Goose. It's like he would start chirping and it'd be like, shh, he'd be done. Like I said, and he's used to Middle Eastern rules where everybody acts in you smack talk, but and if or if you do smack talk, you can get a cop involved. But yeah, he's not going to play by Pacific Northwest or North American rules where talk shit, get hit. That's how we roll, Cupcake. So, yep, I'm seeing a lot of twos. So, so yeah, I think Chantal was probably ballpark before the lump sum payments, bringing in about 5,500 to 6,000 Canadian a month. I don't think she's actually paying any taxes out of there. Maybe she's finally paying out of that amount. I don't think she's addressing her back taxes because the back taxes don't affect somebody coming to Canada. I think just paying off the bankruptcy is the only thing that Sally thinks it needs to work. So 6,000. So 1,700. That $4,300 a month, and that you got to remember that this is based on last year's numbers. If you look at her numbers overall are down by a solid 35%. I did some math, like towards December, January. They're down even further, but let's say on average, they're down by 35%. So let's say she's bringing home 4,300 a month ballpark. I'm doing this in Canadian dollars, not United States. So down 30%. 30% of 4,300 Canadian is about $1,500. So let me be a little kinder. Let's just say her views are only a quarter, 25%. So her 4,300 take home by a quarter, that's 1,075. So if she was bringing home 4,300 and you take away 1,075, that leaves her take home pay at about 3,225 Canadian, right? And let's say that, what is it, 425, and I know I'm being generous for the Kuwaiti dinar. That leaves her about 760 Kuwaiti dinar a month that she's operating with on average. So if you go back to these numbers, 350 rent, the 215 car payment, um, and we'll put it to, what did I say? 7,085? Was that what I said? 7,060. I'll round it to that. And these are rounded numbers. So 760 is her take home pay in Kuwaiti dinars. 350, 550, 565. That's 500. That leaves her with 495. Let's see. No, wait, that's wrong. Sorry. I'm really bad at math. So I'm going to use the calculator because I can't do the math. So if she's getting 760 Kuwaiti dinars, because that's what we do the math, minus the 350 rent, minus the 215 car payment, that leaves her, sorry, with 195 Kuwaiti dinars a month to eat and do everything else with. Now, if we want to put this into Canadian, and I'm being extra kind with how much you get, but that would give her about $828 up to $830 per month for food and everything else Canadian. $830 Canadian, or hold on, divided by 4.25 equals, or that would give her about 3.5, about $690 American. Like, so she's not. I really think that why you're getting the, hey guys, if you want to see me eat this stuff, that basically the e-begging. She can be all high and mighty all she wants. She could smack talk the haters. She could talk about how generous she is. Here's what I know. People that are smart don't have to tell you they're smart. People that are kind don't have to tell you they're kind. People that are loving don't have to tell you that they're loving. And methinks the lady doth protest how full in her heart she is. I think she has about 195 Kuwaiti dinars a month, ballpark. And uh, and I think that's why she started to do a lot of the e-begging. Hey, you want to eaten out? Let me know. Really starting to push the what's that called, the cameos and everything, because I think Salad has put his foot down and said, we don't, you cannot go eat these things, so unless it's gift certificates. And I've noticed, because she gets super chats, and I think Salad even put his foot down on that, like, I don't care if you get super chats because we have to wait a month and a half, and you're spending now. So if you want to go eat this money now, they need to donate to you now. Okay, let me see what everybody in chat. Yeah, about 3 days of food, because I would say that her food consumption has ticked up about 30%. And she has moved from Kuwaiti fast food, the roasted chicken, the hubcaps of rice, family sized meals, over to just full on Western food, which is much, like 3 to 4 times expensive. She's not eating off of 2 dinar a day like that. She's moved up into the 10 plus dinar per meal category. Yeah, anime I think is, hey, Barry, very good to see you. Yeah, yeah, Salad is losing money, and good for him. But we're haters. I'm just, hey, yarn enthusiast. Hello, hello. So, for anybody that just got here, I did some math using the Canadian government's own website, and what they Chantal is probably last year bringing home on average 4,300 Canadian a month, probably about 1,000 Kuwaiti dinar a month. Her views are down, good solid 35%. She's probably closer to 900 dinars she's surviving on. And we're talking about how what she's bringing in versus what she's outlaying, especially with the food, is it's the math ain't mathin' anymore. Oh, and I will say this, like, and Shah has made several comments that Salad doesn't want to come on camera because he hasn't got his hair cut and he doesn't like that, and he is looking rough. Like, he's looking rough. I mean, he's aging like a fine quart of milk left out on the porch on a hot sunny day, in my opinion. So there's that, which is good because, like I said, he's getting everything he's deserved. I love that for him. Um, she's a succubus. They're both, like I said, they're both scumbags. They're both scammers, and I love it when scumbags end up with scumbags. Just let them try to out scumbag each other. Uh, okay, so now I'm going to go over. I actually did take some notes. I had this entire list of how we were going to go over about maturity levels and people's development and people's ability, and manipulation and addiction, and because, like, go back to the beginning of this video. I guess real quick, put a thumbs up if my is okay, because I know sometimes I listen back. Everybody says, "Oh, you sound good," and when I listen to my lives, I can't stand it because it sounds like I'm screaming and redlining. So if it sounds like I'm screaming and redlining, please let me know in chat. But put a thumbs up if overall it sounds good to you. And if it sounds good to you and you give me a thumbs up, let me know. Are you listening on a speaker or are you listening on headphones? I'll wait before I go on. Okay. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Here you are. Welcome. Sunshine Granny, I think I said hello. Marlene Dietrich, good to see you. Bluetooth, okay. Headphones. So, Wooly, you're on headphones. Speaker, Lydia's on speakers, headphones, and your fine says yarn. Speaker says essence, Jocelyn's Munn says earbud. Okay, for all the earbud people, does it sound like I'm redlining and crackling, or overall? Put a 1 if it sounds acceptable. Put a 2 if there's some crackling redlining. 1 if it's acceptable. 2 if it's not, you're fucked. Do something about this, you inept moron. Okay, it sounds like I'm getting 1s. Okay. Okay. I know it sounds silly, but sometimes, everybody will be like, "Oh yeah, it sounds fine," and then I'll just go back and listen to a minute of it, and I'll be like, "Oh my God, maybe I just can't stand how I sound." Probably both. Laptop speaker, volume on high, sounds good. Okay, thank you, Flames. Welcome. So I do have some notes here. I want to go over Chantal's manipulation and all of that. I mean, we already know. One thing I will note, I'm gonna, in the last 5, 6 weeks, well, darn it. So for anybody that just rolled in, good to see you. This is my old iPad. Normally the iPad I have, when I write something and hold it up, it'll flip it so you can read it. Unfortunately, this is the old, so it won't. So I'm going to hold this stuff up, and it's going to look backwards if I do it right. So I'm going to write these words backwards. Hold on, it takes me a minute because I'm literally writing these backwards because everything is reversed because I'm an idiot and used my old iPad, which does not flip the image. Rubbish. Okay. It's very hard to write backwards, by the way, guys. Um, hold on. This is just a few. Uh, okay. Okay. I'm just gonna write some of these. I'll call the rest of them out because. Okay. Let's see. This one. Okay. I am done trying to write this stuff backwards. This is a lot harder than it looks. All right. Can anybody tell me in the chat? Yes, I literally just wrote all these backwards. I think it looks pretty good considering. Go ahead and try that. Like I said, this I just wrote everything backwards. It's not easy. If I had done it normally, if I had wrote it front ways, yeah, this is how everything would look. It would look backwards to you. So, okay, and this is just a few of the words. Daft, chips, biscuits, rubber tin, bleeding, adverts, flats. Those little buggers fry up. Can anybody in chat tell me what do all these words have in? Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, believe it or not, here you are. I'm left-handed, and so there have been several occasions when I'm doing things that, if you're left-handed and you're writing, sometimes you can crank your arm and write like this and it doesn't break through, but I'm very left-handed. So I actually figured out in certain mediums how to write backwards. Not well, but I can do it and I can read it fairly well because I had to. It was a necessity as somebody that's very left-handed. So yeah, I can actually apparently Leonardo da Vinci used to do that too. He was left-handed, and he used to do, they call it mirror imaging. He used to write everything backwards so his hand wouldn't drag through it. So, am I smart like him? No. Okay, yes, everybody, it's very British, right? So we've got daft, we've got chips, we've got biscuits, rubbish, tin, bleeding, and this is when she's talking about car, adverts, flats, those little buggers, and fry up. These are all words she's been using in the last like 4 to 5 weeks. Put a one in the chat if before Chantal came to Kuwait. Put a one in the chat if you remember her saying any of these words in a casual conversation. As we know, Chantal engages her mouth and her brain's still in neutral. She is not using any critical thinking. Put a one if you ever remember her using any of these words. Put a two in the chat if this is a wholly new phenomenon. I'm a solid one here. She never used any of these words. Nope. Yep. See? Nope. Never used those words. So some people do remember her using these words. Daft, rubbish, tin, adverts, fry up. Okay. I do not remember her using any of those. What Chantal is doing is because the people that speak English, they're in Kuwait. It's more there are the people that speak English. There are a lot of British people there, and so I honestly think that Chantal is picking these things up not because just naturally, like some people move to the South and they start saying y'all, and stuff like that. Like when I say sorry, I always say sorry, right? I'm from Southeast Alaska, very close to where Chuck is, and so we just say sorry, uh, you know. But when I went the East Coast, I started saying sorry. I'm saying it sorry. I'm sorry, but left to my own devices, I say sorry, sorry about that, take off or how's it going, eh? just, there's things you grow up with and you say naturally. I have to put my mind to it and think about it to say something different. So Chantal is basically the equivalent of and I know I brought this up 1,000 times. We all know that one girl who went to England for 2 weeks one summer in junior high to visit her grandparents and came back, you know, affecting a British accent. Like she came back and she's like, "Oh, it's quite warm this afternoon, isn't it? Oh, no. I, no, I've just picked this up while I was over there. Well, when I was living in England." That's literally what Chantal is doing. She is trying to put on a UK affect while speaking. And it's so incredibly cringe because you'll hear her rattling stuff off. And then when she's talking about something, just listen to it. You'll hear her say it, and it sounds like it sounds clunky. "Hey, T-Bird, good to see you." And it doesn't sound natural. You all know how it is when you're just going la da 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 da, and then you try to use a word that you're not familiar with, or you're not comfortable with. It just doesn't flow. It doesn't work. It's not natural. She thinks about these things and says these things. So, instead of saying, "Yeah, there's a bunch of trash on the ground," we've heard her saying, "Oh, there's trash all over the place. Yeah, there's trash on the floor. Yeah, I need to take the trash out." But when she's having a really pointed conversation, she'd be like, "Oh, yeah, there was rubbish everywhere. Bitch, please. You're from Cornwall." Um, yeah, Frosty, I'm like super. And like I said, I don't think I'm wrong about this. I think this is just Chantal. Chantal is so desperate to distance herself from being from Cornwall, Canada. Like, I'll tell you an embarrassing story. When I was a kid, we left Alaska and I went and visited my grandparents in Arizona, right? Because they'd gotten sick, and like my family, like on our fifth or sixth generations, like my fucking family was there before it was a state or a territory. Like we have been in Alaska forever. I'm not going to go into any more family history because it'd be very easy to figure out who I am, if I shared any more. But we went to visit my grandparents in Arizona, and we were there for one short week. And I want to say I was in second grade or something. You got to remember, I'm from an island in southeast Alaska. There are no roads off of this island. You have to take a boat to get there, or you have to fly there, and there weren't a lot of flights, and so you knew everybody was there. Yeah, there's several thousand. I mean, I had a really large high school because people came in from the surrounding islands, and Craig and Cloaca, right? They came in and went to our high school there. So everybody had one with them because they came in from the villages because nobody wants to go to a high school with 3 people. When you go to a high school with, many hundred of people, like 300 people in your class, a couple, we had a huge high school. But my point was, it was smaller and stuff. And I didn't think of it as being desperate to be different, but it's just anybody that's from a small town, especially Goose. I know you know what I mean, but when you're from that small town, EFE, and like we were always a few years behind everybody in the lower 48 because it just, you didn't get out. It was very expensive. I mean, when I was a kid, milk was $5 a gallon. I'd never had a Brussels sprout until, I was 20 something years old. It's just, we didn't get a lot of fresh vegetables. You had 4 channels to pick from. One of them was the channel that just showed you what was on. We had NBC, we had ABC, and the only other channel we got was CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company. And so I learned how to count French, or I learned how to count in English because everything we got was French Canadian. Ha ha ha. Put a one in the chat if you remember Beachcombers. The one in the chat if you remember Beachcombers. That show when I was a kid. Okay, where was I going with this? Oh, so we went and finally visited my grandparents. And where I'm from in Alaska, like, even though, we're not super high up, the sun doesn't go down till very late at night, right? It gets a dark blue, but it doesn't get dark. And exactly, Goose. Yes, loved Relic. Went to Arizona and I lost my shit because it was the middle of summer, like 8 o'clock at night, and the sun was going down. And in my little brain, it's the middle of the summer. Why is it dark? Because where I'm from, the sun doesn't go down at it. Just I couldn't understand it, right? So I was freaked out. But that's when it kind of opened my mind, like, wow, there's a whole big huge wide world out there, and I am just getting a tiny little sliver of everything there is to see. That's the first one, my curiosity. And then from there, hey Stackish, yeah, Arizona in the middle of the summer. Yeah, it was hot. I about died. And then, oh, I also sat on a cactus. Why? Because my sister dared me to, and I ended up having to go to the ER and getting a bunch of those big quills because it didn't compute. That's dangerous. Anyway, my point is I came back and I introduced everybody in my grade school. We used to play tetherball to Arizona rules. Were there Arizona rules of tetherball? Fuck no. I was just making them up as I went because it felt good to be something different, to have something new. Because, you're so desperate. Like, you realize there's this whole huge world and you've grown up in this tiny place. And what's so funny is people give money and would give an arm to, like, they pay to go to Alaska and stuff. And it's everybody I went to high school with. That's all we wanted to do is get the fuck off that rock. And you're related to the entire island. Ugh, get me out of here. Everybody's like, oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, it's beautiful all 3 weeks a year. It's not raining sideways. So no, it's beautiful. My point is though, but I made up Arizona rules in a way, and it was like no, because I had discussed with a kid in Arizona that happened to be in the same block where my grandparents lived, and because he liked playing tetherball, but it was this way for me to be different when I went back, right? And I really feel that's kind of what Chantal's doing in Kuwait is she's so desperate doesn't want to be Chantal Marie Saron or Chantal Marie Olive Saron. The speaks English, doesn't understand French, regardless of what she says, not fluent, from Cornwall, Canada. She wants to be exotic. She wants to be something different. And so she's trying to pick up all these, I guess you could say what she views as like, cultural things. So she appears more worldly in her language and stuff because I think in her mind, she really thinks she has an entire new swath of viewers. I think she thinks she has got a metric fuck ton of new viewers. I think she's got 20 or 30, new morons in there and the occasional empty nester granny that, thinks people tell the truth. But so she's trying to become this more worldly, more interesting person. This persona. I think Chantal. Anybody that has been watching Chantal for any amount of time, she said she doesn't have hobbies. She doesn't have interests. She doesn't like to read. Oh, like right here. Everybody talk amongst yourselves. Sorry, I know. Yeah, time change tonight. Okay, I'm looking for a very specific picture. I think this sums up how desperate Chantal has been to seem smart, smarter than everybody else. Okay, it's God, did I not? Let me see. Okay, hold on, I'll find it. I know I screenshotted it somewhere. It's not that, just if it's the only one I didn't screenshot. It's not that. It's not that. Sorry, guys. I'll check out in a minute. I'm just trying one photo that I really think summarizes Chantal like nothing else does. Watch this be the one photo that I didn't. I have so many screenshots. Like I always joke, something happens to me, I need somebody to come here and please delete all screenshots on my iPad because I look like a psycho. Okay, hold on. Maybe I screenshotted it longer ago than I thought. No. All right, that's family. Dang it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is Chantal from like 15 or 16 years old. This right here, Chantal posted this picture. It's a Webster dictionary, and Chantal posted this picture of herself. See? She's got her eyebrow arched. She's got the little glasses on. She's all, poised, and she's got the dictionary up giving us and I think of anything. And she says, I was, she said, 14 here, but somehow I looked 40. No, this is Chantal low key looking for compliments, thinking she thinks this is cutesy. This summarizes Chantal. She so desperately wants to be seen as smart and cute, worldly, and she is none of those things. She's really not. She said before she didn't like to read. She doesn't have any interests. All her stories are really petty, and she always has a problem with other people. Just she's very shallow, callow, crass, uncouth, uncultured, uneducated, disingenuous, uninterested. Waste a natural resource at this point. She's very hedonistic. I think she's always been very self-centered. I also think she's one of those people that just never really got along with women because they were always the competition, but she kind of lived in that bubble. Um, but she you get along to get along, and so she did that, but um she very quickly she has no interest in anything other than Chantal is the definition of a social chameleon. I had my hoe phase, I had my gut phase, oh, I had my Rasta phase. Bitch, please, you did not do all those things just because you saw a picture of it and you thought about it once doesn't make it so. It's not true. She lies. She's a social chameleon. She's one of those people that tries to size up the situation, and then she tries to become whoever it is she thinks she needs to become to fit into the conversation. But because she's uninterested in most things and she's not overly curious, she's just a really boring person. And she talks a good game when she's behind the screen. You wait, trust and believe, trust and believe. I don't threaten strangers on the internet. Trust and believe. If I was to bump into her somewhere, I would walk her and say, "Hi, Chantal. I'm Greg Grebo. Let's have a conversation." I can guarantee you 50 shades of red, and she would try to get away from me as quick as possible, or she'd be incredible. Like I said, it's very to smack talk behind a screen when you know you're never going to have any follow through and there's going to be no consequences. So I think Chantal talks a good game in her mind, but she has no follow through. She's all bark and no bite. She's just yeah, she's just and a lot of people say she's a narcissist. I don't think she's a narcissist. I think she's too stupid to be a narcissist. I think she's just an incredibly hedonistic, angry and educated, average IQ jerk who's been allowed to be a jerk her entire life, and her family's enabled her to be a jerk her entire life, and she's not really ever faced any consequences. And then she fell into this accidental career on YouTube, which has further allowed her to stop using any of her higher cognitive functions because they have that saying, use it or lose it. How it is, if you have autocorrect on all the time when you type, you'd be surprised at how bad you get at typing and spelling words. If you don't use things, you will lose them. She has not used her critical thinking or using a filter or, just kind of trying to be honest in so long that now it's probably a huge struggle, much like her walking across the room. She's in such bad shape because she doesn't exercise and she's getting more and more lazy and it gets harder and harder. Well, it's the same thing with her going live. It's been so long since she's fact checked herself or really showed any interest in anything or gotten outside of herself to help other people or anything about her that it is probably kind of a struggle for her to do anything other than talk about herself, be about herself. And so here we are, this incredibly lazy, gluttonous, hedonistic, envious, greedy, angry, train wreck of a human being. And nothing changes if nothing changes. I say this all the time. A thought not followed by an action means nothing happens. So she can talk a good game, and we've heard her say it so much about her. Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, blah 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 blah. No, no, it's not. It's to the point now where, like, she thinks like she's talking like, oh, I'm starting a new arc, or this age. Chantal, you don't get to say what is a rage and what isn't a rage. You are the entertainment, right? You get up, you do what you're going to do. The audience decides where they're going to categorize it. Or now she's starting to say, "Oh yeah, this will be my new arc." Once again, she doesn't get to decide what's a new arc, what isn't. She is no part of this. She is the topic of discussion. She's not part of the discussion, but you can, for somebody that never watches reaction channels and somebody that never Googles herself, boy, she sure knows who's saying what when. Like the other day when I did the Karma Kitty video, 1,000%, I would bet a kidney, and he might need one real soon, that, yeah, she watched my video. Hands down. Like I said, that's all she does when she's not online. She's trying to find things on herself online. And notice she's always talking about, oh, they're all fat, they're all old, they don't cam up. There are plenty of people who comment on Chantal occasionally who do cam up, whose whole life is not reacting to her and stuff. But she focuses people and the things. It's a straw man argument. She sets up arguments so she can tear them down, and she conflates two different things. And the big thing with Chantal is, if she doesn't like the criticism getting from somebody, she then attacks the person, not the argument. And Chantal is really big saying, like, oh, well, I did this, well, they did that. That's the equivalent of going to court and the judge says, well, it says here that you murdered a person. And your defense is, well, Your Honor, Ted Bundy murdered 5 people. Here's an idea. Two things can be true at once. They can be saying terrible things that might not exactly be, above board, or might be a little hypocritical. And you also can be an absolute train wreck, horrible human being, waste of space at the same time. So these strand arguments, this conflation, the lies, the disingenuous, and then when she's getting into, here, I'll get into my notes. Let me first check the chat. Sorry, sorry. I'm just going off tonight. I had some thoughts. Let's see. Oh, throwing a kidney. Thank you, Megan. Hey, Salt and Sass, good to see you. Sorry. Yeah, she think exactly. Salt and Sass. She knows everything. If she is not online, she is Google. Like, let's see, what time is it there? It's only 7 in the morning there. So if she's still up, she might be watching this, except for I don't tag her. I don't put a hashtag foodie beauty. I don't do any of that. I don't do the hashtag or the at her. So there's a good chance she probably wouldn't be watching this. Um, Thank you, Magna. Thank you for the kidney. Hey, Garden Lady, her cardiac system, I bet, will go before kidneys. Yeah, Garden Lady, I'm kind of with you. So, okay, yeah. So let's start with, she got bit by the cat. Okay, I think the cat got her, but I honestly think she hammed it up a lot more than it hurt, because she needed something to talk about. I think she was tired. I think she wanted to get out of there. Uh, You know what I mean? I think she thought, "Oh, it bit me," and then she went back to the car, and then it's her going to the ER. I'm going to equate it as. Do you remember when her chat gassed her up, where she went and reported McStabby for his essay and stuff? This is on the same page as that. Is she did a thing, or like, oh, I should do this, and then the cat took it and ran with it and it led her to go do the thing. So I think she was like, "Oh, big deal," kind of like she was raging about how terrible McStabby was, and they're like, "You should go report him. You should go report him. You should go report him." And she kind of painted herself in the corner where she had to go report him. Well, she made this big deal about this cat, and I'm not saying it didn't scratch her, but she did make the comment several times that the hospital did say that it was just superficial. I'm just saying, they said it was superficial. That was in comment once they had cleaned it up. And so listen back to her video. And so I think everybody's like freaking out, like, you need to go to the hospital. You need to go to the hospital, to the point where they gassed her up, where by the time she got home and stuff, she ended up going to, I don't think she definitely didn't go to a Kuwaiti, citizen hospital. She probably went to an immigrant hospital. And this is where I'm of two different minds. Like she said, the triage sent her to the wrong place. My question is, did she go to like an immigrant urgent care center where, like a lot of the immigrants were from India or the Philippines or something like that? So maybe the triage nurse, maybe Arabic wasn't their first language, so was Salad and this person have a conversation in a language that was not either of their first language, and something got lost in the translation. But either way, she said a couple times where they had said by the time they cleaned it up, it was superficial. So, but I think she had time. So when she said, "Oh, they gave me a tetanus shot here and a rabies shot here," and then the next day she said, like, "Yeah, I'll go back and get the second shot." That's not how it works. You get the and if you got a tetanus shot in one arm and a rabies shot while she's sitting there ambidextrous overeating, I think there would be some wincing, some pain. I think there would be more of a conversation. The fear around rabies and rabies shots, a lot of people they're terrified. So I really think if she had gotten a rabies shot, there would be more than a passing discussion. Number two, I have no doubt that her and Salad probably saw the costs of these things and paused. You know, that's just so. Let's see what you guys think. I don't think she got a rabies shot because you get one, and then I think Salt and Sass is a nurse, but you get a shot, and then like 3 days later you get your next one, and then on day 7 you get another one. On day like 10 or 14 you get the fourth. But they don't go back to back because it's a series, because you're slowly trying to build the antibodies that it can recognize the thing and kill the thing. And I just think if she got an actual tetanus shot, she would have been moaning and groaning, because if anybody's had a tetanus shot, they don't feel good. They hurt. So, rule number one, yeah, I think she Googled the standard for cat bites, but just that thing hung in my mind talking, and she said, oh, they cleaned it up and said, oh, it's just superficial. What are you doing here? I really think that by the time she got to the right department, they poo-pooed it. Felt kind of stupid. She didn't get antibiotics. She didn't get the tetanus. She didn't get the rabies shot. I think it's when Salad probably called his sister and said, well, she said she got bit by a cat. And the sister probably said, well, you need to go to the hospital now. So that kind of sealed the deal. And plus the chat. And, it was something to talk about. But boy, she was really blase fair. And if you saw where they were sitting, considering there's 15 people ahead of them, and she said, oh, but do it over the speaker so everybody knows, they weren't sitting in the actual ER, because it even said you're not allowed to film in there. They were off somewhere else in an empty part of the hospital that was probably closed. And I don't think it was a top of the line hospital. I think it was probably a hospital that immigrants go to and stuff, because it's probably a little cheaper than if she had went to the one that the expats go to, which, P.S. by the way, Chantal's not an expat. She's on a tourist visa. Okay, I'll go back to chat. Who thinks the x-ray thought she was pregnant? He very well may have. Just the way her weight sits. Oh yeah, they are not cheap. My son had those shots. Yes, those shots are not cheap. And they said it's like the farms kind of Googled the costs, and Chantal said everything was $10 total. So maybe for what she did, maybe she rolled into an urgent care and just superficial cat scratch or bite, but it didn't, penetrate. Maybe that was only like 40 Canadian dollars, 10 KD. But you can't tell me if there had been rates, tetanus, antibiotics, and all that stuff. No, I think it would have been several hundreds Canadian dollars. Uh, so I don't think she's ever received a patient bracelet in Kuwait. Yeah, she didn't have And that's why I'm saying, oh, hey, Blue Day, good to see you. Sorry, I'm on a roll. Those two goobers claim they were sore because they had to walk around a hospital a couple times, right? Exactly, Salt and Sass. I don't believe anybody that's gotten a tetanus shot. Oh my God, and rabies shots are no joke. And they're not as terrible as they used to be. And they've really brought the series down, as far as what you need to build up the antibodies and stuff. But I don't think for a second, I think truly if the bite had been anything more than superficial, and Sally had already raised the alarm with his sister the pharmacist, and her chat was all freaking out, and so she had to follow through. It's similar. Do you remember when she told her mom she had tried to kill herself, and then her mother brought her to the ER, and she was terrified that because they wanted to give her the charcoal to pump her stomach, or to make her throw up and to absorb the medication she supposedly took. So she went and actually took some pills. She was afraid. I really think this is a similar situation. Is she said a thing, and the person freaked out and said, "We're going to the hospital." And then once there, she started trying to backtrack. I really think this is on the same playing field, and it's on the same playing field as her chat gassing her up to go report McStabby for SA and all that stuff because she's a victim. Country has to import those vaccines. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Those are not cheap. She's never known a day without. Yep. Tetanus hurts. Yeah, tetanus is brutal. If she's complaining that much about walking, there's no way she's taken rabies. She would have to suffer through. Yeah, and that's another thing is I know somebody that has had to get the rabies, and just the fear factor around it, just the absolute terror you feel getting these shots, they don't feel good. And so for her to be so blasé when we know that she is overly dramatic, if there is any reason. And so what happened is I really think the cat did bite her. She overperformed, and it bit her in the ass, much like when she told her mom, "Mom, I tried to off myself," and she ended up in the ER, stealing candy from an anorexic woman and then making fun of her accent. Exactly, oranges, poranges, that poor cat. So, okay, so let me see. Let me see if I can go over any of my notes. And another reason I think that she's extra broke, I made a bunch of notes. um I had a bunch of stuff about her pretending, about unicity, which she kept up on like what, one whole day, and her blood sugar. And that's something with Chantal. She's blood sugar's not 10 anymore. My blood sugar's really good. My A1C is good. If your number's at 10, 10 is at the death zone, okay? Anything above 6 is a serious problem. So if you've got your A1C 10 to even 7, that is still a huge problem. Like I think in Chantel's mind, if it's not 10, she's doing great. It's like playing Russian roulette, and instead of having 5 of the 6 chambers loaded, there's only like 3 of them loaded. Still a fucking problem, man. Might want to think about that. That cat's gonna need insulin, right? Fake husband tax. She would be consumed with worry if she was. Yes, exactly, Goose. If she was actually getting the rabies, or she'd actually gotten a tetanus, it hurts. It would be all she talked about. If she was even on antibiotics, she would be constantly complaining about it. She has no gallbladder. She eats like shit, and the antibiotics would just rip her guts. Plus, back me up, Salt and Sass. Pretty sure you're a nurse. If you have had problems with C. diff in the past and antibiotics, and if it could potentially really cause some big problems. So I think we would be seeing a lot more problems if she was on any kind of antibiotics. So um, she'd be whining. Exactly, Blue Daisy. She would be whining. Peter's ex work during Ramadan. I know. Just she'd be a poopy mess. She would. She would be an absolute mess. So I don't think she's on antibiotics. And then let's see. Okay, so back February 12th, I'll go over uh a few things. So back on February 12th, she did that Alfredo video she did. Remember she did that like 5 a.m. Alfredo she was eating, and she made the comment, "We have a lot of financial uh for our we have a lot of goals for our future. She said that. And she brought up, oh, it's a way to penny pinch. Just overall in that video she uploaded, there was a lot of talk about pantry challenges to save money, and like the entire week leading up to that February 12th Alfredo video. It was a recorded video. Is all she had talked about was being smart with money and financial goals and saving, and salads good with money, and oh, I've been watching pantry challenges on TikTok, how to use things up in your pantry. And then she did a tiny bit of that PayPal e-begging, like, oh, if you want me to go feed the cats. And I honestly think most just to get money to buy cat food for Julia. Just, and yeah, the stray cats get a few handfuls here and there, but I really think it was a straight up scam to get cat food for Julia. And she was constantly discussing, and it was just, she was really big on talking about paying off the bankruptcy and stuff. That just, her talk of late is like, I'm so full in my heart, and who needs money, and oh, I'm not well off, and just constantly talking about financial plans, financial goals, being frugal, and all this stuff. I really think, come February, they were starting to feel the consequences of her financial irresponsibility and these bills she now has to pay. Exactly, summer cats. Your arm is sore forever from tetanus. She's never worried about the cost of things in Canada. She used to order delivery several times a day. Exactly. Once bitten, twice die. Yeah, I knew she was lying about the rabies. Yep. And so there's so much talk about money. And then let's see, in her Indian food video the next day, which was February 13th, when she went to a seriously shady restaurant, and she said, oh, but if you spend money unwisely, you're going to have problems. Once again, she kept talking and talking about money. I kept track of all the calories she had eaten because I have scale eyes. I'm pretty good at that. And then Chantal said, oh, I still probably overconsume, but I don't eat it all. Learn from me. But I know I still need to cut back. So Chantal really thinks like in her mind, I used to eat enough food for a family of four. And this is, mind you, back in the middle of February, but now she's cut back where she's only eating enough for like 2 to 3 people. So in her mind, well, that's less. She thinks that's progress. No, it's not progress. It's too many calories, and I think at this point her overconsumption of food is a bigger problem than what she's eating. Like, if she had a choice between eating healthy and eating too many calories, or eating junk food and eating less calories, so she was in a calorie deficit, I think a doctor would tell her, fine, eat the junk food, just get in a calorie deficit, because I think the weight at this point is the problem. And then Chantal equates healthy food with boring, and she throws in words like clean and organic and natural while she's eating all these carbs. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what her blood sugar is. Uh, let's see. I don't eat, like I said, my notes at this point, it's so far gone and everybody's covered it to death. Um, I think she's really still lying about food. Well, in February, she was really lying about food. Now she's just piling it on. Like, I really think she thinks she's exempt from the rules of, Mother Nature. Yeah, I think Chantal's check hits her Canadian account, and then it instantly transfers to Salad, because she can't have a bank account in Kuwait. She can't have any of that. And number two, unless she has redone her AdSense with YouTube, it has to go to the country where you were initially partnership or whatever in, and it was Canada. So I think her money gets deposited in Canada, and I think she transfers it to Salad's account in Kuwait, because she can't have a phone there, she can't have a bank account, she can't rent in her name, none of that. So, and at this point, we all know she's there on a tourist visa. She's lying, you know. Uh, let's see. And then she's really leaning into the, you know, helplessness, like, oh, she's that little cute boy. Ella, will you give me some water? Like she's like, that's the same voice and the attitude and the behavior she used on her aunt and her mother and her uncle and her grandmother and Pete's, that little cutesy, quirky, I'm so tiny and just help me little girl act that she does. And these people, these absolute buffoons, have enabled her entire life to be, like I always say, the worst possible version of herself. And she has surrounded herself with this hug box. And then the fact she went online, and you can't tell me different, and made up sock accounts so she could dox perfectly on purpose. Pathetic. Just absolutely pathetic. Yeah, Teardrop's the best mom. Remember when Missy Moo was her best favorite pal? Remember when Plain Cheeseburger was her best favorite pal? It's all gonna come down like the Hindenburg. Oh, and I have the note that Chantel keeps using, but they did this. Once again, that goes back to, rather than discuss the criticism, she attacks the person doing the criticizing. You know. Uh, and I also think a lot of people are getting really bored with her because, she's starting to use clickbait titles like rage and stuff like that because she doesn't have anything interesting to talk about. And she's not actually overly bothered. So she gets on and rehearses the same points and says the same things, but she's not actually mad. She's not actually all that flustered. So, she gets on and says, Islamophobia or that phobia, but she's just regurgitating the same talking points. Nothing new, nothing new. It's just really boring. Her views are going down. Lambo, Sofa King, exactly, Blondie. Let's see. She knows. Yep, gets clicks. She has run out of topics. Exactly, Salt and Sass. She is just You have a cat named Mr. Greebles? Oh, that is so awesome. I love your cat. Email me. My email address is on my out page. Email me a picture of Mr. Greaves. I'm dying to see him. Yeah, Chantal has run out of topics. She's not going to read. She can't even be bothered to go, like, she will Google something and take the very first AI overview. And like when she was going over that Jordanian dish and she said Levant, like, go back and see the video. It's like just truly intellectually stunted. Useless. Yeah, and I have a note here. It says your kidneys don't care, Chantal. Make all the excuses you want. Your kidneys don't. Your loops of Henle don't care. Your the capillaries in your eyes don't care. Your feet don't care. Let's see. I also, yep, she has nothing to talk about. She does parrot some talking points from TikTok, but overall it's pretty pathetic. Let's see. And then she made this copy, like, or this comment where she goes, "Oh, gee, I really lived a good life eating steamed broccoli," talking about people on their deathbeds. Here's the dealio, cupcake. Those people are not laying on their deathbeds thinking about the food they did or didn't eat. Your average person. And that's something about Chantal. She'll always say, "You can't tell me everybody else XYZ," enter whatever maladaptive behavior she has, because she is so incredibly shallow and so incredibly self centered that I honestly think that she cannot picture uh, any way of being outside of how she is. She really thinks that nobody else washes from the waist down when they get in the shower. She really thinks that nobody wipes after they go wee. She really thinks that everybody thinks steamed broccoli's boring, and if you say otherwise, you're just a liar. I mean, it's just so close-minded, callow, crass, craven. I say disingenuous all the time, uneducated, uninformed, uninteresting. Big ugly bag of mostly water. Who, as a big ugly bag of mostly water, our job biologically is to get our genes into the next generation. She's even failed at that. Mm. Let's see. She's trying to equate healthy eating with boredom, living a life. Not true. Everyone loves food. Not true. Let's see. She assumes. Yeah, and I put down Chantal is so limited and uninterested in others that she just assumes that her experience is everyone else's experience. And I wrote, who washes their legs? Who wipes after? Who washes their hand after weeing? I just wrote down what I just said. Like, I did not even note. She is lazy and self-centered. Wow, I have this stuff down pat. Show me something I lied about. Well, something, and then here's another one that she said recently. Show me something that I lied about. Well, something that matters because Chantal's mind. Unless it matters to her, it doesn't matter. So she's totally justified in lying. Uh, let's see. I lie on purpose to protect my privacy. Or she'll use the line, well, you're a liar too because X, Y, Z, once in conflating, you know, you know, or she'll use the argument, lying is deceiving someone on purpose. You don't know my intent. You don't know my intention. Yeah, we do. You have no intention of being honest unless it serves you at that moment. So, eh, when I say I'm gonna do it, my intention is to do it. When I say I'm gonna diet, my intention is to diet. No, it's not. Thought not followed by an action means nothing happens. And so until we see on the contrary, we're going to the default setting that you're just running your mouth to talk to keep the VI idiots giving you a few dollars super chats. But I do think she will eventually run all those people off. Things peeps are excusing me. Am I about? Let's see. If you never lie in your life. Oh, and then she did this one. Real recently, she goes, if you've never lied about anything in your life, put a one in the chat. Pathetic. So she's conflating once again, like, once again, I'll go back to what I said. You stand up, the judge says you're charged with murdering somebody, and you say, well, Your Honor, Ted Bundy killed X amount of people. Both of you are wrong. You don't get off because what he did is worse in society's eyes or your eyes. It's a conflation. It's a straw man argument. Uh, let's see. And then she was talking about that she had some apple juice. It's one of the grocery orders. She said, "Oh yeah, the apple juice will spike my blood sugar because there's no fiber." No, apple juice is going to spike your blood sugar because it's fucking apple juice. It's sugar. Throw in all the fiber you want. Oh, and then she's all proud, when she's showing, see, it's light cream. You're gonna eat 2 quarts at a time. Doesn't really matter. Go ahead and splurge. Sugar's bad, not sodium for diabetes. That was while she was showing her salty Maggi chicken cubes. So yeah, salt's not a problem for you at Chantal. Keep at her. Let's see. And then she started in, oh, there's so many different opinions from so many different doctors about what you can and can't eat. In a way, that's true. But if you doctor that understands all your comorbidities and give you a diet to follow and you stick with that one person for 3 months, 6 months, you're not going to get mixed signals. I can guarantee you that you're on the planet that knows anything about diabetes told her to eat this much rice. Not going to happen. Okay? So she's once again conflating every opinion she's gotten from every doctor ever, whether it was for her trying to get an eating disorder diagnosis, which she can't get because she doesn't have, or for her non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, or for, when she had C. diff, like she's all that. And so, once again, willful ignorance. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, and then her all time. They should put this on her headstone. At least I'm trying. Do or do not. There is no try. Wise words from Yoda. I had all food groups. Yeah, Chantal said, well, I had all the food groups. All food groups, I had a perfect meal. Salt, fat, sugar. Yeah, those are the food groups. All right, let's see. Okay, I think I have rambled. I think I have covered everything overall. I do think that Chantal has taken home about a little over 1,000 Kuwaiti dinar a month to survive off of. That's what she was taking home at the end of last year. I really think it might be closer to 850 dinar. At this point, if Chantal, let's say she's bringing home 4 grand Canadian a month, I don't think it's enough for her to rent a place, have a vehicle, and afford her groceries in Canada right now. Like, I don't think she could. I think that's part of the problem is she can't actually even come back to Canada. She can't afford to live. And I honestly think that Kuwait might actually be starting to get too expensive for her. Like, she might actually be looking for a cheaper country. Like, is she looking at the Philippines? Like, she's running out of options, my opinion. She needs to pick somewhere that Salad could go because in his mind, he's still going to get to Canada. Gonna let chat. She doesn't want to get better. No, she doesn't, Blue Daisy. She really doesn't. She really, well, that's what happens when you've just, skated by your entire life with never having to put any effort. To put in effort, it takes effort, right? You want what you want it right now. But if you've never had to put in much and you've been able and been enabled that every time you slip to a lower level, nobody holds you to account to bring you back up to that former level, she's slowly going down. And it's that use it or lose it. It's like her trying to her treadmill. It's been so long since she's used those muscles that it is hard. And she's not motivated. So, you know, let's see. She frustrated because I've seen the most addicted lazy woman do what I say, and she melted off so much weight. She lost a total. Wow. Yeah, if Chantal would just eat, if Chantal is so morbidly obese that if she just cut enough calories from her diet to where she was eating 500 less calories than she needed, and I think we calculated she's so big at this point, I think she's up to 26 or 2,900 calories a day that she can eat, which is double what somebody my size should eat. So let's round it, let's say to 2,900 calories she can eat a day, which is double what a full grown man eats almost. Or what I can eat. And if she just shaved off 100 calories from that, so she was 500 below that, which is still an incredibly huge amount of food, the weight would just fall off of her. Her body wants to lose so incredibly huge, and it would just, but she cannot be bothered, you know. Yeah, the yep, how it stayed at the hospital with her. I have zero sympathy for someone who refuses to live. Yeah, exactly, Blue Daisy. People can call me terrible all they want. I have, oh my gosh, this is on top chat. Oh my God, I might have been missing what people were saying. I'm sorry. Okay, now I can see. I'm sorry if people were or saying it somehow went on top chat. I am so sorry. But yeah, Chantal is truly the poster child for the seven deadly sins, like why they're bad. Anger is bad. Gluttony, bad. Sloth, laziness is bad. Envy is bad. Greed is bad. Lust, bad. What's the last one? Lust. I'm missing one. Why am I always missing one? Every time I forget one, I always go back to that movie Seven. The box. Um, Gluttony. Yes, gluttony. Duh. Yeah. Hey, Angela. Good to see you. Yep. Greed. Yeah. But she's all those things. Uh, she just is and hedonistic, and that's just it. When you never delay gratification and you're very hedonistic, it gets very hard to start swinging it back where you're not constantly just fulfilling what you want right now. And she's because she has got herself in a position surrounded by people that just allow her to do whatever she wants to do. They've enabled her, and she makes money. But I really think that this I really think she's coming to the end of that road. And I know we've been saying it for a while. But just the money, her eating is so out of control, and her health is she'll start having more and more health problems. She's right at that point where the health problems are going to get more. And when you see her walk, I mean, she cannot put her legs together. her stomach used to sit, where she could sit her legs together. I'll show you just, you know, 6 years ago. Hold on. And we've all seen this photo 1,000 times, but we've all seen, just, 6, 7 years ago. Let's see, what is that photo that I had? Where is it? See, my problem is out and then I can't find the stuff. I was just looking at it, the one I showed you, the from oh, what's it called? The Instagram one. Uno momento, por favor. Oh, here it is. Yeah, which I showed you. This one, 360 pounds, and see how she can sit her legs together, you know, 360 pounds less, but she could sit. And we've seen the one the last time when she was at that hospital. She can't even physically close her legs because gravity is not just a good idea, which I say all the time, it's a law. Everything has sunk down now, and she's put on so much weight she can't physically unless she lifts it up. But when you lift all that up, it's like when she gets in the car and her gut rubs on the steering wheel. When you push it up, it pushes on your diaphragm and it pushes everything up. She can't breathe. I showed the picture of her arms earlier. They're just absolutely massive. Um, Here, I'll go find everybody's seen I don't need to dig up, I don't have a screenshot, but everybody's seen the screenshot of, when she was at the hospital and her legs were at an uncomfortably, what was it? Somebody made a comment, second position, you go first position, second position, in ballet, because her feet were straight out to the side and they were splayed out. And this was all hanging down. I can only imagine the angle of, and on your knees, like when you go down like this, like when you take a step, your weight is 1.5 times the weight on your knees. So if you weigh 200 pounds with every step, because of the mechanics of our knees are a weak point. So if you are 200 pounds, every time you step, that's 3 pounds on your knees. If you're 400 pounds, every time you take a step, that is 600 pounds on your knees. That is a lot of weight. She is 5'1". 5'1". She's about this tall. Yeah, she's about this tall. 400 plus pounds. Even at 350, it's mind boggling. Mind boggling. This is not fat shaming. This is just reality. So, yeah. Bone on bone. Exactly. Oranges, oranges. Her knees are turning. Yep. Her knees are turning from the weight. Yeah. She is wider than she's tall. Yeah. So I will say, I used to have a job. I was did coroner stuff. I've been to autopsy, and I have been to an autopsy of somebody uh similar height, similar weight, and it's shocking when you see the skeleton compared to, like, because you gotta weigh the heart, you get lungs, and like I said, I've weighed people's hearts, I've weighed their livers, and the size of the liver, the size of just compared to these tiny little uh skeletons, it's shocking. It's shocking. it it's shocking. There's just are no other words. It's shocking. And I will say the human body is amazing. The thing bounce back from, the way it can keep on ticking. The human body is amazing. I have so much respect for the human body because what it goes through with the way people treat it, it's chef's kiss. We are an amazing machine, but I'm telling you, I'd say, yeah, like when things start going wrong though, she was 402 when she weighed in at the villa. Yes, I agree. She was 402 and she is larger than at the villa. I don't think she's quite at 500 pounds yet. I truly think if she was 500, she'd be completely immobile. It's just because she's so small. And for somebody like the diabetes makes it easier to keep the weight off, and because she's so small, but I really think she's probably around the 450s and probably more 60 at this point, but she's eking up. I don't think she's quite at 500 yet. I really think by the time she gets up to the 475, 500, I think she will be truly immobile. Something will give because if you look at her spine, because it's unfortunate, but the way she carries that weight, I think a lot of people, I think she buys princey clothes, and I think when people ask her, I do think that she says she's pregnant because of the way she carries her weight. For a long time, she did look pregnant, but now because things are stalled down, not looking so pregnant anymore. And the other thing she's doing is I've noticed she's really starting to beef up her big old padded bras, so that these match this because I've noticed they just keep going out more and more, and it's padded bra. That's just that's a side thought. R.I.P. neck. Okay. Uh, yeah, I don't think it's Chantal. I think I don't even know if they she could. She is so big that they might think long and hard about. They might let her go on an elephant. Like if they went to Thailand, but 450 pounds, one elephant. Usually, like two adults will get on an elephant, or like three kids, but two adults that doesn't go over 400 pounds. So I don't even know if they would let her ride an elephant at that point. She's that big. I really think Chantal is so big that you couldn't even find a draft horse big enough for her to actually get on without damaging it. But I'm not a horse person. Okay. So all right, we've been live for not quite. My question is, do we want to watch her latest live together? Because I've not caught up on her videos today. Like I saw she did the KFC mukbang, and I do think it's funny that like, it's like, she's shit talking Christians and now she's having a resurrection of KFC, right around Lent. I don't know. Is she that smart? I don't know. We know she was Googling passages, so I'm sure it came up it was Lent. So maybe she decided to have the KFC resurrection as a direct slap in the face to Christians. I don't know. I'm not going to give her any credit, but so do we want to watch? Let's see. Okay. Let me see what the options are. And I have to make sure it's archived on the farm because as you guys know, I'm not going to give, but let me see what all we have that's new. I have not watched her newest live. I'm assuming there's just that one. And then there was the KFC. Let's see. Um And also, does this anybody else like there are a lot more clip channels and stuff popping up, but like like but not the ones I'm used to watching because it seems like no, I don't think so. Uh hasn't been is off for 24 hours. I'm like, yeah, where am I gonna get it from? And Piggy hasn't uploaded in 24 hours, which is kind of freaking me out. But there are just so many. Okay, I'm trying to. Where is Chantal's channel? Man, her channel is getting hard to find. Um, hmm, where's her channel? Hold on. I'm trying to find. I'm trying to see. Oh, it looks like that pulpy syntax. Oh well, that's something else I've noticed. It seems like a lot of channels that stream occasionally are streaming constantly. So I know I tend to do weekends. I try not to step on people's toes, but if I um okay, where's Chantal's channel? Does anybody know? Why can't I find her channel? Hold on. Okay, let me go A to Z. Foodie Beauty. Like I don't know what's going on, but I am struggling to find her channel to see what all she's foodie. Oh, did she change her? Oh, I think changed her little. Why won't it? Hold on, this is kind of freezing up. Hold on. Okay, you can see her channel. My iPad is completely freezing up. That might is. So hold on. I need to try to. That's what it is. I'm like, why can't I? Oh, there it is. Yeah, my iPad froze. Sorry, guys. Uh, so the latest live she did was trying new cappuccino. It's about 2 hours long. And then she did the KFC Resurrection mukbang, which had 5.9 thousand views. So do we want to watch the KFC Resurrection pre-recorded mukbang? Put a 1 or put a 2 in the chat if we want to watch her trying new cappuccino live stream and all her lies. So 1 if you want to watch the KFC pre-record, 2 if we want to start trying the new cappuccino. 2, 1. Okay, so I'm gonna go like this. So we got, okay, so we got a 2, a 1, a 2, a 2, 1, a 2, a 2. Okay, let's see. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. Okay, it looks like we've only got like 1, 2, or 3 ones. So 1 is the KFC Resurrection, and number 2 is her latest live, the Coffee Live. So it looks like the 2s are winning. Democracy. It's still alive and well in some areas of the United States. All right, so you guys talk. I would really like you guys to be super impressed with. Yeah, Mr. Grebo had to do uh, a thing the other night, and so they had to get these so people songs and stuff. And I realized after the fact, like, oh, these would be great to use for these because my my chalkboard is it's very large. So, but I promise for the next one I'll use my good iPad so it flips around because this whole I can't be writing mirror images and I can write language that way, but there's no way I can draw a graph. So, talk amongst yourselves. I have to drop this. I have to external speaker, and then I need to find her new live on the farms so we can do that. So what we decided is here's where we're at. Chantal's a liar. Chantal did not get a rabies shot. Probably didn't get antibiotics or tetanus. Um, Probably ballpark was taken after these lump sum payments was taken home 4,300 Canadian a month ballpark, up to about Christmas. But now she's probably, which is about 1,000, a little over 1,000 dinar. But with her 30% reduction, Chantal might very well be down to closer to 900, 850 to 900 Kuwaiti dinar a month now, which is really cutting it close. Salads, not letting her go and get any of her Western fast food, which she's totally tried to transition to, and that's where the e-begging and the PayPal house now come in, which is you might as well just start OnlyFans because it's really 6 of this or half dozen of the other. All right, talk amongst yourselves. Hey, let's see, Cheru Butter. Sorry I didn't say uh earlier. I really got on a roll. And so, you know how it is. I get on a roll. Hey, Argudi, good to see you. So, anybody I didn't say hi to, I apologize. I came in here guns blazing. I had some opinions. We're gonna watch that live stream. Let me drop everything down. Talk amongst yourselves. My white trash filling setup. All right. Okay. Got this, and then I'll have to turn off my headphones. So, okay. I need to find. I need to. All right. I need to find the archive of today her live stream. Where is the live stream? Oh, there's the archive right here. It looks like Geekers. Okay, so it's in 2 parts. So hold on, I have to turn some stuff off. Okay. And hold on. Now I need to turn the speaker on. Power on. Bluetooth pairing. Oh shit, hold on. I need to pair it with the iPad. Hold on. Bluetooth is not turned on. And where's my disco cylinder? There it goes. Bluetooth connected. Okay, so I'm gonna do a sound check real quick to make sure that you guys. Oh shoot. Okay. All right. All right. So we're getting this going. Okay. She's saying anything yet? Sorry. Okay. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see it okay. This is just to, if you're seeing it okay. A 1 in the chat if you can see.
You are first.
Oh no. Hold on.
This freaking thing.
Power.
Hold on, the sound isn't working.
Power on. Bluetooth pairing.
Hold on.
Bluetooth connected.
Bite of death.
There we go.
Hey, Ida. Hey, Brooke. Cherry chia? What? Strawberries? We don't have that here. Belle, Cleo, hello. Lavera.
Put a 1 in the
Danny,
chat.
Wanda, Ristana.
Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear this okay. Because it's not so much about what we see. I can lift this up. Put a 1 in the chat if it sounds okay.
Hello, Airtrans. Rebecca, perfect timing. I just sat down with Little Caesars. Enjoy. Sautein. Veronica, I can see you. Worst of the internet. Finally. Miss Hellraiser. Orange Pulp. Philippa.
Okay, one.
Feeling well? Yeah, I had some cream I had a Band-Aid on it. Bridge maybe Dusty. Triumph Chick, feta cheese. Thank you. Does it look good?
Can you guys hear me okay over it or no?
Feeling. Timmy, Justine,
Hit
Kelly.
Put a 1 if you can hear me talking okay over it. Put a 2 and an explanation like, no, we can hear her, but we can't hear you, or 2, it sounds like shit, it sounds like over her. Just let me know so I can figure this out. I'm sorry, this is my ghetto trailer trash setup.
What's going on, guys? I have a Fredo cappuccino, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Yeah, I filmed.
Real quick, I'm not going to keep pausing, but Cheru Butter says this style of hijab cap genuinely makes her look uncircumcised penis. Amen. Excellent comparison.
KFC today.
Okay.
No fast food.
Oh, thank you, Cheru Butter. So, can you guys hear me okay?
Barbara?
Put a 1 if you
I'm
can
good,
hear me
too.
over this mess.
Giving it airtime. Rose cappuccino.
Oh.
No, I haven't tried it. Vanessa? Bismillah?
Okay, thanks, Frosty. Summer Cats. Thanks, Jocelyn's mom. Thanks, Blondie. Okay. Oh, now, let me...
I don't know what the white stuff is.
I'm going to put
Rebecca,
this on...
hello?
I'm going to put this on double the speed, okay? So let me know if it's too fast. Let me know. I can go down to 1.25, but I'm not. We gotta. Okay, so this is now 1.5 speed.
No, it wasn't a sponsor. If it's a sponsor, I'll announce it. I don't know. It's called Fredo cappuccino. I don't know what that means. Hugo, no, I'm not making tortilla tonight.
Yeah, the foam.
Sour gummies. I heard you were rabid.
The foam
what?
in those coffee drinks has
mean?
sugar in it.
Yum, Justine. That sounds good. Blue lace. That's gonna keep me up all night. Honestly, coffee doesn't work on me.
That's a lie. Well, I don't know.
It just tastes like kind of like a mocha.
Yeah, that foam has a lot of
Yeah.
sugar in it.
Mark, I know. Hi, baby. Oh, don't wiggle your tail at me, baby. It says espresso milk and ice cream. What? I don't see any ice cream at all. Vaping my vape. Jude.
And so,
Oh, ice.
I'm just gonna say real quick, her vaping, that is so incredibly, like, everybody diabetes is gonna take her out. I really think that is Salt and Sass still here? I really think the cardiovascular like I don't know, myocardial infarction, or I think it's going to be a cardiovascular problem, a pulmonary cardiovascular problem is going to become a much larger issue way before the beatus can take her out. Put a 1 in the chat if you think the beatus is going to get her. Put a 2 in the chat if you think the other issues are going to take her out first or become a problem first.
That's it. Hey, Nicole. You too. You and your caffeine habits. I haven't had a coffee in a while, and it's berries and ice. It's called like ice berries, so like berry and mint maybe. Oh, that I have rabies. Nope, got a rabies shot.
Listen to this. I heard
my teeth are gonna be coffee colored.
Do you hear how she said, "Oh, I got a rabies shot"? She Googled it and she didn't put a lot of thought into it.
So basically, I went out. I was gonna go live outside, but it's busy out there tonight. And by the time I got my drink at Starbucks and was turning around to go to the doorbell rumor, yeah.
You guys,
I don't know why there would be a doorbell on the floor, strawberries.
you want me to speed this up more? Too slow.
Definitely. Yeah, Smile 1 and 2 is really good, LaDonna. We like it. Ding dong. They didn't know anything about another shot. They said I'm all good to go. So, I don't know. I know no question. Hey, intro.
That right there. Oh, they didn't mention another shot. They said I'm all good to go. That right there is either the incompetent bullshit. Like, did you go see a chicken or a voodoo doctor who killed a chicken and danced naked around you? No, And if she truly got a shot and they said she didn't need another one, there's no way in hell she got a rabies shot. So, like I said, and if she got a tetanus shot, when you get a tetanus shot, because my God, they hurt. And, she didn't get a shot of antibiotics. So, but here's a question real quick, and then I'll push play. Put a 1 in the chat. Do you think maybe they checked her blood sugar and it was so incredibly high they gave her a shot of, I don't know, insulin to try to get her blood sugar down and send her on her way? Put a 2 if they didn't give her insulin. But, she seems really blasé about getting a shot.
No, I don't need another shot. They didn't say I did.
Yeah, that's not rabies, dumbass.
So I need to use the bathroom. I need to be near a bathroom. Hi, Daddy.
Sorry, Chero Butter.
Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't get any shots.
Boring. I will not repurchase.
So,
bathrooms are.
Does anybody know what that? I want to Google it. I want to say there's something like 5 grams of carbs in that cold foam per serving, and that looks like a Trente, which would be 15 grams. But let me know in chat if you know what that is she got. But I'm at least 15 grams of carbs.
Crucial. Well, not just that, but number 1 too, because I drink a lot of water and I take like a pill that.
She's on a diuretic, I'd guess.
Makes you go. What is that? I was picking up blackhead. It's red.
She's filtered as hell. Look how polished that is.
Yeah. That's usually the case, Veronica.
So, real quick,
it is.
before we keep this, I know, sorry guys, we'll watch in just a second. I just want to show you how filtered she is right now. The other day, when she was out driving, before the filters really kicked in, like this right here, if you can see when she walked out in the really bright sunlight, like you could see the fat along here, the cellulite, you know, the chapped lips. And this is with some filter on, but you know, the really rough, like you can't really see through the screen, not nearly as well. But I think I sent these screenshots to Goose. But yeah, when she first walked outside, her like, I don't know if you can see on this. See, this is what she looked like, you know, before the filters really kicked in. And so looking at that, now look at this, you know, she's just filtered.
It is Berry's Mint.
You know, it's not
It's
the
almost
same
finished.
person.
Well, what did you miss Mom? Did you miss Mom?
Oh, thank you, Granny Noodles. Yeah, I didn't watch a lot. The cheesecake thing, I kind of, but yeah, I think she literally.
She after the replay.
I think, real quick, I think she got, put a 1 in the chat if you think she physically got sick at the Cheesecake Factory because of all the, I really think she was feeling that blood sugar. Put a 2 if you're like, no, she just, you know, maybe it was just she overate or something, but it wasn't a diabetes thing. I think it was a diabetes.
I wish you would have asked for you know, a play-by-play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Finally getting notifications.
She actually felt sick.
Yeah, I bet berries. I'm sure people are. Onion Grange. So, what's up?
She has nothing.
I have nothing new going on, so.
She has nothing to talk about. Nothing. Thank you very much,
isn't
Granny Noodles.
Isn't that the chocolate with the frog? It doesn't taste too chocolatey. Your notifications are working nice.
I'm saving to get a better setup so you guys don't have to watch videos with me this way.
You need a doorbell.
I'm so
a doorbell installed, a big doorbell installed on the floor. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it was a router. But that was a good guess.
I know, with the most cat bites.
Love you, Granny
Juice
Noodles.
always.
Thank you.
Are you gonna bite Mom? Are you gonna bite Mom? No, boy.
Yeah.
You got notification? After I get off.
Yeah, I agree. Here she's not happy to be online. Like, she's literally okay, I will stop pausing, but this is really to turn into what it was with the later days of the villa. Remember where she started spiraling and she was online more and more and more, you know, because she was feeling isolated. That's all she knew. And so she's starting to go live more and more and more. This is going to be a more controlled train wreck, but I still think it's going to be a train wreck similar to what we saw, you know, a train wreck that would be acceptable living in a Muslim country in the Middle East as much as she can. She is spiraling. She is not doing well. She's feeling the pinch. She doesn't have the money. You know, she's starting to refer to these people online like she can't keep it straight. Like, you guys are my only friends and I miss you when you're not here. But then in the next breath, she'll be like, just a bunch of strangers on the internet. Nobody knows anybody. So yeah, she's feeling it. I think part of her, she does kind of want to go back to Canada, but she cannot afford it. I think Salad's putting the screw.
Here in a bit, we're just going to go and do our regular nightly stuff we always do. Try to finish that meal. You did, Tracy? Nice. Mulberries don't turn into gremlins. I think don't feed them after midnight. Don't get them wet, right?
Yeah, nothing to talk about Jocelyn's mom.
Walking in the mall. Maybe, Mark. That's a good idea. A lot of people do that in the summer, yeah.
Yeah. She's just.
We might not be here for the summer, so.
She's just agreeing with her child.
I don't know.
She's looking to get out of Kuwait for the summer, though. 1,000%.
I'm getting bored with my life. Do they have indoor malls in Kuwait? Yeah, they do have a lot of malls here.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think.
Don't feed them Texas bites.
She ends up in Thailand. Put a 2 in the chat if she ends up in the Philippines.
No, I didn't sleep in it, but it just comes off. Like, my eyes are always like watery and crust corners. I don't even know why I bother wearing makeup.
And everybody tell Princess Alyssa thank you for being my mod forever.
So, I don't know what we're
Yeah.
gonna do,
I'm thinking Thailand's a little too expensive. I'm
but
thinking
yeah, Dubai not too bad too.
she might go to the Philippines next. I really
I don't
do.
know.
Yeah, you think Thailand?
We left Thai waters all day.
Thailand doesn't have
Yeah.
legal weed
And that's
anymore.
like the
This
Winged
is
Island, I just
true.
wouldn't stay on.
Yeah, I agree. Here you are.
Isn't that yelling?
Chantal
Not a fan of someone.
Chantal could afford to live in Canada, but she'd have to put in all that work, get an apartment, to move everything. It would take a lot of work. They have to get a place, you got to get everything set up, the electricity, the internet. You know, she would need to get a roommate more than likely, but she could find some hovel, you know, so she could. But the amount of energy it would take for her to get set up there, I think she has been far too lazy for far too long that she's not willing to make it work. Not unless it falls into her lap. That's just my opinion. So put a 1 in the chat if you think like she's just too lazy to go back to Canada, even because there are always ways. Where I live in the Pacific Northwest is ridiculously expensive. It is stupid expensive here, but you know, you make it work. But for somebody to just move here and are willing to really put in a lot of work, it's hard. And it would be even harder for her to go back to Canada. And she would have to go without salad and admit she's not married. So put a 1 if you think she wants to go back to, but she's too lazy. Put a 2 in the chat if she wants to go back to Canada, but out of pure spite, she's going to stay with salad. Put a 3 in the chat if you think, nah, she can't afford to go back to Canada.
Me either. Yeah, maybe someday we'll visit Saudi Arabia. I'm bored with my life too. I want to run away.
Yeah,
Yeah, someone's yelling. Can you call it East investigation? The biggest challenge about living in a different culture.
Yeah, 1 and 2 is a good one, Granny Noodles.
I don't know stylish Irish because I don't find it really bad. Like, I don't find there's like a lot of difference. The biggest challenge for me is the weather. Cultural wise, I guess kind of under each other sometimes. Like
all the
if
above.
you're raised in different environments.
I feel you, John, Mom.
Yeah. Hey, Max in space. My house looks different. I don't know. It's the Lulu man hunting me down. Who's Mickey Dolans? I made a big macaroni bechamel. Oh yeah, you have the flu, eh? I hope you get better soon, Cleo. My bechamel's my favorite. Do you use ground beef? Hey, stylish Irish Trish. There's another stylish Irish in here.
Yeah, that's true, Goose. She's got Pete's, who would spend the money on her.
But... an ice cream man. Hey, Vanessa. Oh yeah, it is International Women's Day.
She'd have to.
International Women's Day to all the ladies.
Yeah, I agree, Princess Alyssa.
Oh, nice, Nicole. That's a good cause. Yeah, me too.
So I was asking, I think they're asking about deleted versus privated videos. If you like have watched the video before, or you have a link to a video, if you could get your hands on the link or something, or you go on the farms and you click on the video and it takes it to you, if it's privated, it'll tell you it's a private video. If it's been deleted, it'll just be gone. So you can figure that out. And also, I think on Playboard UK, it'll tell you if they've been deleted or privated. I think. Don't quote me.
I'd rather be cooler than hot. Hey, Lily. Bill Gates is controlling the weather. Ground beef down.
Chantal hates women. All women.
I miss that. I get that for Iftar one of these days.
Period.
Hey, Mary. Hello, beautiful Mary. This makes me thirsty.
No, the diabetes makes you thirsty.
I want to make a BLT. What is this? See?
She just said she wants to make a BLT. Bacon, lettuce, and tomato. Such a good Muslim.
I had a dream I had to take a taxi. I was in Thailand. I don't know why. It didn't look like Thailand. And I waved down a cab, and a kind of like sketchy looking car pulls over, but it says taxi on it. And in the front, there's this little lady. Back, there's this couple, this man and this woman. And they're like, come in, we'll give you a ride. And the way they were looking at me, I was like, my instinct, hey, poetic. Turkey bacon. I was like, hey, crispy, moldy bologna. So then I decided to get in the car anyway. And then the man turned into a woman. I'm like, oh, it's just friendly lesbians. Nothing to worry about. I guess lesbians are less threatening looking than a male and female couple. I don't know. Anyway, it was fine. There's a lot of outdoor ones too, Frankel, but... No, it's not that old. And my eyes are just always irritated from friggin' makeup. It's alright, poetic. It's not the greatest, but I'm drinking it anyway because it's expensive.
But you're funny, Megan.
I don't think... I need to cut out the expensive coffees.
Okay, wait, I want to hear that again.
The bear or the friendly lesbians. I don't think I need to cut out the expensive coffees.
I need to cut out the expensive coffees.
Let's choose the bear or the friendly lesbian. Summer's coming.
Tell me you're
It's
broke
not that chocolatey.
without telling me you're broke.
Valley. They took me to my destination, and
Yeah.
they made me pay $50, which is like super cheap. And that was it. Yeah. After that, I don't really remember where the dream went. I think I got dropped off at our apartment, and Salah was waiting for me there.
I don't think she had
You
this
get
dream.
yourself something fancy and it'd be worth it.
She's so desperate for a topic that she's making up things
I just have
now.
to prioritize my treats, and
No.
plan them because
Okay, real quick, a treat is something you eat to reward yourself. Okay, a treat is something you give yourself, you allow yourself as a reward, or you've gone without, or you've worked really hard. You don't get to call it a treat if you eat stuff like that all day, every day, and you've accomplished nothing. So it's not a fucking treat, you buffoon. It's just unhealthy food that you have no business eating and haven't earned.
it would be better for health reasons, but also monetary. And like I've explained, it's not that we're poor.
Money.
It's just that
We're
we
not
have goals.
poor.
And one of my personal financial goals is to get out of debt,
Yeah.
which is expensive, and also, saving up for traveling and
Put a 1 in the chat. Going back to what I said earlier, put a 1 in the chat if you think these new payments for the bankruptcy and stuff, if she is broke as fuck and Salad is writing her. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, nah, it's not that serious. I'm solid 1. Like I said, all this financial talk, it's just constant.
future, and there's a lot to do that. $8 coffees, they add up. So
$8 coffees add up.
really, truly. No, it wasn't sponsored.
That also means
Not all
that
my meals are.
nobody's buying it for her.
But somebody sponsored the next jar of pickles I get. I'm not kidding. That's so awesome.
Yeah. So she insists that at least $20 to her for her to eat out. But I can guarantee you, if you send her like $5 Canadian, one Kuwaiti dinar, she would use it to go buy. Like I said, she is at this point pouring herself out. Like whatever you'll buy her, she's going to eat it.
So I'm gonna get a huge jar of pickles. Limit yourself to once a month. Yeah, depends.
That means no, she's not.
Probably not. Probably not.
That means no, not going to happen.
But hey, Uncle Joe. Maybe I could start some kind of podcast. I'm really thinking about it.
Yeah,
that way I would have control over it.
Okay.
And I wouldn't be.
Once again, a thought not followed by an action means nothing happens. Chantal, at this point, you are all talk, you are no do. So zip it and just follow through on one thing. So you can think about it all you want. You can wish in one hand, shit in the other. Let me know which one fills up first.
Working for somebody, I know it wouldn't be probably as successful, but
No, it would fail.
it would make our live streams
miserably
themed in once in a while.
No, you are boring. You have nothing to talk about.
Sour gummies. Anything's possible. Hey, Samantha.
Okay. Last time I'll pause it. Put a 1 in the chat if it sounds like I'm yelling. Or put a 2 in the chat if her volume's okay and I'm not talking too loud. Just let me know, and then I'll stop worrying about it. I'm just worried that it sounds like I'm screaming over the top of her and screaming at you guys. And so it sounds okay, Granny Noodles? Not too bad? Okay, Jocelyn, Granny. Okay. Jag says it's good. Okay.
You should sell jarred bees or pickles. If I was back in the West, it would be easier to get cheap supplies like that to make DIY stuff and to ship them. I definitely would do stuff like that.
That's a lie.
And if we ever do move to the West,
never gonna happen.
Looking into small DIY business or something.
Never gonna happen.
Hey, Sam.
You had 7 years.
I showed a little bit of it, but not much lately.
To put out merch. You never did.
Yeah, Jenny Lynn, exactly. I don't drink these. I'm not going to be drinking these often.
Yeah, that's a lie. You're going to drink as possible.
I would love to.
Thanks, Megan.
The hand is, it's healing, I think. It's this one that still kind of hurts. It's a little red. I've been putting a Band-Aid on it. It's in an area that I use it, you use your hands a lot. So it's in a spot that rubs on a lot of things, gets wet a lot from washing your hands or doing dishes, laundry, cleaning,
She just said it gets wet a lot from washing your hands, laundry, and cleaning. Put a 1 in the chat if you think Chantal does any of those things. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she's completely full of shit, because Chantal does not wash her hands, she does not do laundry, and she does no cleaning. I'm putting a 2 in chat.
Hey, Skyland. Moved to Minnesota? Yeah, Bali, I know. Yeah. Hey, Andrew. Hey, BSMH. I've missed your night out driving. Yeah, I haven't really been in the mood to go out. And I haven't really been in the mood to go to the beaches with the cats because I kind of like, I don't know, a little bit afraid. I don't know, it's weird.
You're not afraid, you're lazy.
And I don't trust them to pet them, yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to pet them to feed
I mean,
them.
I know I kind of like just assumed that the cat was super friendly and I like hugged it and I shouldn't have done that, but
You crushed it with that.
I'm still gonna feed them, but because we still have a lot of the food left.
Yeah. She's a capsized ham planet with an arm that probably weighs a solid 50, 60 pounds against a thin cat that's maybe 8 pounds tops. I don't blame it for scratching and biting her. It's a lie. She's not afraid of the cats, but just to go and feed them, that benefits the cats. It doesn't benefit her at all. So, and she's not doing
Someone
it.
named the Orange Cat Hero.
She's
Hey,
not
Mr.
doing
Trash.
it to help the cat. She's doing it to make herself look good.
Mm. Yeah. Hey, Mr. Bruce. Yeah, I got bit. Nothing's happening. Wow, expensive. No more petting kitties. No, good deed goes unpunished, Sophia. Yeah. Just throw the food. Go get it!
She really
Ooh,
thinks
spicy
it's
kitty.
funny to joke about starving animals. Kyle.
Trying to, what? Yeah, it didn't feel like a nip. It felt like a mean bite. Like, it was hard. It bit me really hard.
Oh,
It hurt. I can still, like, it shocked me.
Okay, I'm forwarding this. I cannot with
I'm a
this
bit of
fucking
man.
capsized ham planet talking
Get out of
about
here.
starving animals. It upsets
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't. I'm not afraid of animals now. Outdoor animals? Maybe I should be. Hey, chicken tenders. The weather was 17 out.
That's a lie. She's not afraid of anything. She's too clueless. But I'm going to forward just a bit because I cannot with her and the abuse of animals. I can't. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go forward a little bit.
Manila. No. I don't even know if we're going anywhere. I'm just saying I'd like to.
You're not going anywhere.
Bite the hand that feeds you. Are you concerned about rabies? I got a rabies, so not really, Cynthia.
That's a lie.
Forgot what you look like. I watched one of your old videos with S-Jan. Thank you, Tracy. I have that ugly wig on.
Versus that ugly hijab, the scuba face spanks.
I'm not Googling that, no. I don't know, yeah. I just assume that kids are friendly and I hug them even.
Yeah, no, they're not. They're abused
Maybe,
in that country.
I'm sad.
I suck on it.
Yeah, I'm happy I got the shots, I guess, you know?
You shots. That's a lie. You see how she did her little sideways? Her little sideways, you know, Duper's Delight grin. Oh, cat deflection. I don't want to talk about those shots.
17 Celsius, yeah. 10 Katie strawberries. Your heart's in the right place with your cats.
Exactly, Goose. Yeah, she doesn't want to talk
There's another
about.
one here.
Yeah.
There's these little whitehead, blackhead things.
Yeah.
Why do they develop there? Because my eye leaks?
It's because you're filthy and you
I need to
don't
go to the
bathe.
salon. They need to take these out with that thing.
And she's always on her face with those dirty
I need a salon,
hands.
I need lip fillers, I need eyelashes.
Man, the filters. But
Yeah,
okay,
my eyes get
real
watery
quick.
sometimes.
You see back here, she has the filters on so much, and I could pull up pictures, but go watch other people that keep their plaques in the back. The plaque is not that brushed silver. It's a bright, highly polished silver in there, and they're very reflective. That thing is almost white, and you can't read anything on it. That is how high her filters are set, and you can still see the blemishes. Oh my God.
Especially if there's makeup on.
Yeah, the makeup you've been wearing for a week without washing your
ocean?
face.
Maybe. Definitely in the pool. Hey, I'm over there. I like Toronto. I guess.
That's a lie.
Hey,
She's
Toronto,
not
64 degrees
exercising.
and sunny. Put makeup on live. Camels spit on people, yeah. Yeah, I saw that sorghum. Yeah, I sleep sideways. You have to get them all. All what? Just be me? You have to get them all? I don't understand. It's unnecessary. I know, but...
Exactly, Goose. She
You
wipes
want
her
Toronto?
mouth and then wipes her
There's a lot
eyes.
to do. I want to go to Disney World. Did I get hurt? No. In Hockeyland, no one likes Toronto. What do you like, the Habs?
True,
Maybe
Megan.
Skyline.
She sleeps and eats. That's it.
Larry. No, not really, but...
Yeah, true, Chero Butter. That pool
the
doesn't
camel's
even
fat.
have
It's
any
part of the
water in it.
experience. I would die. Hey, Aaron, I had one drool on me, remember? And then I got sick. You're over right? Ah.
She's just sucking on that vape.
Anyway, I think we should plan I think I should plan some types of live streams
No, that's a lie. You're not gonna do anything
subjects.
different. It's all talk. Verbal diarrhea. Your mouth is engaged.
Hey, Susie side.
You're,
What's going on today? Not much, Tracy.
Nothing much ever. But
Same old.
She drinks her card-laden $8 frappuccino.
Same old boring whore. Okay, LaDonna, thanks for coming.
Okay, real quick, what I'm going to do from this point on, I'm going to start keeping track of every time she touches or tugs a job. And then I'll do some math. Except for, God, how long have we already played? I'm going to keep track, though.
4 people in a stream with nothing happening. Oh, yeah. There's usually nothing happening. I'm the show about nothing.
Oops. Sorry.
No, not really hot tea.
Face touch.
It's bad, Giselle. A daily vlog? I don't have an interesting life. That's the problem.
Oh.
I don't really feel like going out either.
That's 1, 2, 3 tugs.
I'm just in one of those moods, I imagine a huge dinner party going on, and I think a lot of people expect, but that's not really true. Maybe some families do, but usually probably just the first iftar people celebrate more, and then maybe eat. I don't know. Doorbell drama. Theme parks, they have a couple. That's the show. It's about nothing. Exactly. Life really isn't that interesting most of the time. Yeah. Thanks, Paula. You can't hear him talking. He's playing his game. Giselle, it gets a little better. Initially, when it's first entering, it gets really bad.
Hijab tug.
I do like true crime, yeah. I don't know if I like it enough to talk about it on a regular. Maybe we could have different theme nights. One night we react to stupid reaction videos about me, the readings. Or we react to some really funny
a lie.
things.
You're not going to do any of that.
True crime, another night.
That's a lie. Not going to do it.
I can have guests up. I want to
Yeah, exactly, Goose. Exactly.
Yeah,
we've got 4 hijab tugs so far.
The tarot reader. There's a whole bunch Apple ate. A cooking night, yeah, true. Oh, thanks, Aurora. You're working. It's midnight 11?
My God.
This Hellraiser. Oh.
This is like watching paint dry.
He sounds very special, yes. He's great. Watch dog and cat compilations? No, I haven't seen that video yet from Gaining Ground. I need to watch it. Hey, bitch wife! Horror movie reactions? I don't know, Mary. Not regularly, but maybe we could have a reaction night or something.
That's a lie.
Oh, okay, poetic.
Real quick.
All night B stream. I don't work.
Okay, so I'm gonna write down over here. So she's talking about doing a reaction night, a game night. What else? Let me know in chat what else she says. Maybe we can do that. I know she said a reaction to different reaction channels, reactions to goofy videos. She said a game night. Let me know in chat what else. A podcast. Okay.
SPF, no. I just don't think about it.
That's true.
Ramadan's going okay. Going well.
Podcast, yep.
No, Miss Monroe, I think tonight I'm not going to be on very long because I'm tired. We could take us clothes shopping in Kuwait. They have some plus-size stores.
Plus-size store.
Cousin was 5 doses of the... I didn't even get any in my stomach at all. Yeah, Alex.
Real quick, I can honestly say I have never watched Yo Mama ever. Ever. I've nothing. So put a 1 in the chat if you're somebody like me who's literally never watched any Yo Mama. Put a 2 in the chat if you've been unfortunate enough to actually, hear. But yeah, I've never watched anything. I don't even know that I'd know him.
Comedy animal voiceovers.
Oh, tug.
That would be funny. I love those.
That whole thing counts as 1 tug. Even though
the
it was 3.
charger stretch. That's exactly it. Because if the door's closed while I'm live, the router is the charger's in the room, so he slides it keeps it outside the door. I don't know why people thought it was a doorbell. I would never think of doorbell. I would think of anything else. You know what I mean? You like shopping videos? Yeah, the 80s movies on Tubi. They have so many, eh, Miss Razor? I'm a mean cook. I was thinking of making a
Blue Daisy.
BLT. You can watch a movie. Yeah, it has to be. Oh, and react to it later. I see what you mean.
Watch a movie and react, okay?
Maybe meal prep water. Why would you need a doorbell? I don't know. In Kuwait, Miss Monroe. Do you know the theory that in the descent there was no creatures, the girls were due to a lack of oxygen and killing each other? Oh yeah, thanks for spoiling it. My friend wasn't even bitten by a bat. It was just in her house and she had to get 4 follow-up shots. Oh.
Oh, cat, I bet something.
The Descent is one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
Oh.
Really?
Movie.
I gotta keep watching. It's like 40 minutes in already and there's no like horror. So if there's
somebody brought up rabies, somebody they knew that had to get a bunch of follow-up shots, man, she just skated over that. Like, touching that with 10-foot pole.
No action and it's just like slow burn, Stella will fall asleep like before the movie ends. It takes like 2 or 3 times to finish it, you know?
Oh.
Yeah, no, I'm Canadian, but I'm in Kuwait. I need to friggin', I feel like Eeyore. Carefree! The lack of oxygen symptoms, oh yeah. Hey Victoria! You're right. It's terrifying. Yeah, apparently they're not creatures though. Honestly, like I said in my video, the horror for me is just like being in a cave lost. Like
this?
A Sheen Hall?
This all down here too. That is all her
I never
chins.
checked out like all their clothes.
You know, like that chin
yeah, we're gonna
spanks.
finish it, get off.
She's really put on weight.
Baby. Baby.
Her hair on top is completely gone. Yep.
Here's baby.
Chin deflect or cat deflection.
Oh, baby. Hi, baby. She's licking her booga. What do you do?
Yeah. Wait. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Sorry, I'm trying to make a point here as to how much weight she's actually put on.
Hi, baby. She's licking her booga. What do you do?
Okay, right here. Okay, I'm going to push play, but look, this right here. I mean, if you look at this, all that right there is all weight that she's put on in, and it's packed on. She has gotten so large that her ear sits, you know, like down here, but her face is so large that the glasses sit so that the arm of it sits equal with, you know, between her, because her face has gotten so massive. But yeah, all this is all weight she's put on, and when you look at her from the front, it's also started to go out width-wise also. Like, and this is you know, kind of tight material on. She's got on face spanks, and it can't even physically hold it in anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, see?
Oh, pretty girl. Hey, pretty girl. Wait.
Oh, cat deflection. Somebody in chat probably brought up rabies again, I'm gonna guess.
She hates when I hold her. Why do you hate it?
No, she just hates you. She's a stray cat. Oh, hijab tug.
Oh, baby. She's not. Baby. What do you do?
Yeah, those folds probably are pretty.
She's the cutest cat.
Not good.
Go put your tail. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes she doesn't mind, but overall she doesn't like it. She doesn't like being held.
Oh, hijab tug.
That's too bad.
I'm up to 8.
It's too good. Go bite mom. You gonna bite mom?
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that she's got.
Not really.
older.
I like hardly ever hear her cry.
Oh,
or meow.
hijab
Like
tug.
she'll. Sometimes when she jumps up on the bed, she'll go, and that's it. Hi, baby.
I've got 9.
There's no mats.
9 hijab tugs so far in 8
Gonna blade
minutes,
juice.
23 seconds.
Juice. I haven't seen the substance now. My cat only meows when they. Oh, Pictionary, are you drawing people? Yeah, dogs are cool, I know.
She hates dogs.
The other one's obsessed with my husband. The pets always usually prefer one person, and the other person just ends up being a spirit human. I heard that. She's like Velcro. I want that so bad.
It's like you're
But
in my
Juice is usually
brain.
attached
Oh,
to me. Like, if I
hijab
see how
tug.
she's dealing with me usually.
We're up to 10.
Well, Juice need insulin shots. I'm not trying to be rude, but do you ever watch your videos? I don't really watch my videos a lot. I'm editing, yeah.
She doesn't even think when she speaks.
I don't know. I chew how I chew, I guess. Juice.
You
Case.
you chew like a barnyard animal.
That's true. What you? Oh, really, Skylin? Until his dad comes home. Cats are easier to travel with. Baby!
Yeah, cat deflection.
My passport?
Cat deflection.
Oh, yes, baby. Can't see now. Yeah. That's true. If you're going to travel a lot, unless you bring them or, you know.
Hijab tug. Oh, that counts as another hijab tug.
Oh, they're so cute. But they're so, there's so much work. You have to, kitten-proof your house. Like, I remember when we got Sam. He was naughty to get everything.
Jade Girl says, do I think it's habitual at this stage? I think what it is because she's so fat and everything's so sucked in, is it keeps sliding forward, because she's so fat. And so all that is pushing, I'm pointing at the other one, is it's pushing up and it starts to slide up over her chin and stuff. So she keeps grabbing it and pulling it back because there's so much weight and stuff around here. And so it's pushing it up over her cheeks, up over her chin. And then it would become readily apparent that, it's not fitting. So she keeps tugging it back because once it pops over her chin, I really think the face Spanx, I think it would go boop and just kind of end up under lower lip. I honestly think so. She keeps tugging it back. That's how I think.
Your friends travel and you take care of their cats and dogs? True. Dogs are more. Oh my gosh, Buster. You hardly can keep your eyes open. I'm kind of just blah. I'm just very chill right now. I'm not hyper. And I think that coffee is giving me heartburn. What a waste. No, long story short. It's one of those yeah,
exactly. The chin's
chilling up and watching movies.
It's starting to slide forward again.
Ew, yeah. It's
so we'll get a tug here real soon because
Pickle pups are cute.
See, as soon as that little fat roll right there disappears,
buddy is nice, yeah.
To move forward, she's gonna.
You're not hyper. Nobody's gonna get it. Sorry, we'll take a rain check. You need a cup of coffee.
Yep. See.
You make your own coffee. It's Folgers in your cup.
You see how that little bit of fat right there is showing? As when that starts disappearing is when she's gonna pull it back again because it'll flip forward. Yeah, I'm on 13 too.
Hey, Julie, summertime.
Yeah, it's got comfortable.
Oh. I'm not watching it then because I love chicken.
That's a big tug. Oh, the little fat right there is showing down. So when she starts talking, it'll slide forward. Again.
Yeah, I've seen the terrace. I don't really like. They're too gross. You have a panic attack? Thanks, Julia. That's nice of you. Yeah, the coffee can give you anxiety, eh? Man flesh.
Foodle's recreational anxiety. Yeah. She's gonna tug real soon. See, it's sliding forward. Sliding forward.
You love mama, you love dad.
See, she's moved her head. She's yeah.
Are you gonna seal?
Yeah, it's going
You're gonna
forward.
seal on the couch.
Yep. 15.
Oh, you watch the coffee table? It's crazy, eh? Thank you, Julia. You too.
Oh yeah, it's probably
real
filthy.
Raw, honey, no.
Exactly, Terra butter.
My Kiwi Farm Stories almost 10K pages. No hate. Thought it was impressive. 10K pages. That's in a whole book. That's thanks for the super chat. Hey, J-Dot. That's how many books would that be? That would be more than Stephen King has ever written, maybe. Well, maybe not quite that much.
I
don't know if that's impressive or pathetic that people spent that much time overanalyzing my pathetic life, honestly. But yeah, I don't know if I should be flattered or.
You know what? It was like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones season 8 show. We knew it was a shit show, but it was we had spent the time, we're invested, and we were gonna watch it to the end. God damn it! I think that's how a lot of us feel about this. Just want to see how it ends.
I'm a queen.
Doesn't mean we don't have a life.
Is Stephen King when I first started YouTube and first discovered people started talking about me? I think that was when my thread first started. I was more now I don't give a shit at all. I don't even think about it. I just forget it exists. Whatever.
Yeah, okay. She forgot that her thread exists on Kiwi Farms. First of all, they didn't even start a thread about her until later in 2017, after she'd already been going for a hot minute and everybody saw that she was a lying cow who was deleting comments and was just being really dishonest. Okay, so you gotta fuck up to a certain extent to get a thread on Kiwi Farms. So put a 1 in the chat if you think that she doesn't ever really read her thread arms. Put a 2 in the chat if you think she is just the biggest liar on the planet. My vote is a 2.
For 7 years now, cheer butter, yeah. I had to put on Wicked after. Yeah, it is crazy. Encyclopedia Chantal and Yes, J-Dot, we did. What was for dinner?
Oh, back talking about food.
It's not just on Facebook. They go on Twitter about it 2 hours and hours a day. I know, it's weird to me.
Yeah, that's a lie.
What the frig?
You live for it.
Oh, the whole community, yeah.
In fact, anytime Twitter or anything's talking about her, she brings up her fake Islamophobic rage, or she does something. Like, she gets stressed when people stop talking about her. She really does. It's the thing that keeps her relevant.
When you're a abuser.
Oh, that's a tug.
It's a forum talking shit about people, Mary.
No,
Another one. Actually, I have a farms. I have Reddit. I have Facebook. People talk about me on all of those, and YouTube.
Yeah, but you don't. So. How would you know that if you don't look for yourself?
I watched the whole entertainment network.
For somebody that doesn't keep track of what's going on, you sure seem to know.
I think there's a Reddit. I mean, I really don't know. I've never looked at it, but there probably is. There's a Reddit about everybody these days. What is Frito pie? I don't know. I've never tried it, but it's probably like a taco salad with Fritos. Yum.
That's a lie. I'm sure she's probably had it.
So we just want to hate so much. Yeah, neither do I, honestly. But
it's not hate. It's this isn't hate. This is actual just reporting on the monetization of just some really maladaptive behavior. You know, it's like, I'm not saying that she doesn't hate her, and I'm sure occasionally she gets people that send just absolutely vile emails. You know, I've got the occasional comment and email, and I'm nobody. And so I'm sure she gets that. But she'll take that 1 or 2 just really disgusting person, and then she'll do these broad generalizing strokes. So anybody that criticizes her, they're all haters, they're all fat, they're all pathetic, they're all terrible mothers, you know? Generalizing strokes, you know? And she just ignores people who don't fit her narrative. And rather than having a conversation about their criticism of her, she doesn't address the critiques or the questions people have. She attacks the person, ad hominem attacks.
I have one angle, all of them, for everything related
but
to
her misinformation is very dangerous.
I stopped caring a long time ago, I guess. I don't care about off of YouTube, so I should not care about what people say on YouTube either, honestly.
That's a lie. That's a lie. She cares very much.
TV. Oh, I want to make chili.
Of course you do.
Tomorrow maybe I'll make that.
No, you won't. You're lazy. Oh.
That's true, Hugo.
She's going to order out.
You couldn't handle being an online personality? Bear, hello! I gave it some thought, and it's like, I think I would rather be an online personality with a bunch of hate and lovers than nobody know me at all.
Okay, so
which sounds messed up, but
I'm gonna
make some creamy spaghetti.
I'm gonna go over this. Chantal, you are not an online personality. You are a YouTube creator who is infamous for the cow behavior. You're not an online personality. You're a real person. An online personality is somebody that come to work and they put on a persona online, you know, but they're not really like that in real life. You, my friend, and I just say that as a, you know, figure of speech, you are not my friend. I don't know you. You live stream a huge chunk of your life. This is not an on-stream persona. This is you. This is you now trying to twist the narrative, but you are not famous. You're infamous. And the reason you get so much hate is because you're an animal abuser. You're a liar. You're a terrible human being. You're playing as a Muslim. You don't pay your fair share in taxes or for anything. And you are a glutton to boot. Like, just the amount of natural resources you use up and the amount of medical resources and everything, but you contribute nothing back. It's just, You're not an
I don't have
online
a crock pot or an
personality.
pot. I have to cook things the old way.
You're a
I have
liar.
a stainless steel pot that I slow cook things in the oven.
And you're dangerous to people with diabetes.
So, yeah, I'm a horror fan, one called Joe. Taco dip. I used to make that all the time. You know the one where you mix softened cream cheese with sour cream and a seasoning, taco seasoning? And then you put like salsa, cheese, black olives. Oh, it's so good.
So she used to make it all the time. Why have we never ever seen her make that? Question, genuine question. I used to make that all the time. When? When? Well, I guess it could have been when she was a teenager and somebody else was buying the groceries or something and cleaning up.
You'd have to go out to make friends. Nobody's got time for it. Yeah.
No, nobody wants to be your
I really
friend
don't think that,
because you're a terrible person.
know,
You're selfish.
I think social media is good for like money for people. Like you can do anything pretty much on the internet and try to get an audience from it.
You can lie for money online. You can live stream the downfall of your life, or I like to think of it as Chantal truly serves as the poster child for why we all need to be better. Like, literally ask yourself daily, what would Chantal do? And then do the opposite. And your life will go better. You will be better. You will do better.
I don't know if there's actual thrift store sour gummies. I don't think it's the same thing as like the West. I think they have something on Fridays called Haraj, and it's like a huge flea market type of sale thing, but I've never gone.
Yeah.
Do you, Bear?
Jocelyn's mom.
We need recipe. I need to make it, but
No, you're not. You're not
gonna review. Yeah, he's not a huge dip person. Yeah. Buffalo chicken dip, flea market bees. Sure, Foodie Beauty. I'm sorry if it traumatized you. I didn't mean to suggest it. Just remember, it's not real. It's just fake.
Up to 15
And nothing happened
tugs,
to
but I
little.
think I missed a
the
couple.
baby's name is Cayetano. Spring is your favorite season? I love spring and fall. Guacamole dip. Yeah, I had a moment of weakness tonight. I was great. Like I was like, I want KFC, and then
Moment of weakness.
it was like an overwhelming craving.
So a moment of weakness would be like, I have been strong. I have done this thing day in and day out for a long period of time. I had a moment of weakness and I ate the thing. Chantal, you have never deprived yourself of anything. You've never gone more than 20 minutes. You didn't have a moment of weakness. A moment of weakness would entail you having ever not done exactly what you wanted when you wanted. So that was a lie.
Sour Boys via Oompaville. Your sour gummy? What is that? Is that a candy store? Sounds interesting.
More food talk.
My favorite dip. Onion.
Yeah, more food talk.
Thanks, Crispy. I try. But yeah, I have to go back to cooking tomorrow.
Yeah,
what am I gonna make?
This,
I'm craving fajitas, bees.
This is a lie. She's not making fuck all.
Yeah, me too. On Tubi for free. Jalapeno queso, yum.
Oh, food talk.
Make BLT. Yeah,
Maybe next time we'll keep track of every time she mentions food.
I have that bacon, the faux bacon.
Oh, food talk.
That sounds so good, Tracy. Wow.
Yeah. Oh, hijab tug.
Steakhouse Whopper.
Yeah, she really does think she's all
I
that
wish
in
we
the
had a
bag of
Panda
chips.
Express, though.
Hijab
Oh, wow,
tug.
long story short, that's scary. Hey, Annelle. We're drinking zero sugar Pepsi.
There's another
pickle and honey
hijab
mustard and
tug.
garlic dip. I have green onions. I don't have green onions. Sometimes, Ristana. Beef bacon better than turkey bacon. I think so, because it's greasier. Pizza fries with moss and pepperoni. That sounds so good.
Exactly,
Yeah, I have to save some of
that's
that bell
true.
pepper. I've been eating them all. I have half of the bell peppers left only. Like, I love eating them like apples. Grilled chicken and veggies, yum.
Yeah, she has.
I tried Panda Express once.
I hear you, Jocelyn's mom.
Actually, it was when I was working at before I started YouTube, I tried it.
First she tried YouTube, what? I
Oh,
missed
Clear
something.
Focus Shows!
What was that?
Before I started YouTube, I tried it.
Wait, what was this? I missed that.
Panda Express once, yeah. Actually, it was when I was working at before I started YouTube.
She tried Panda Express, I guess?
Oh, Clear Focus Studios! Guilty pleasure? That's awesome. I'm glad you enjoy watching me. Thank you.
I'm up to
Welcome.
I'm up to 24.
Welcome, please.
Oh, there's another one,
You want
25.
to prep for each day of the week?
I might
Yeah,
be
Victoria,
wrong.
I really should. I know, I'm not very organized. I really envy organized people. You have no idea.
No, you don't. You hate organized people. You expect organized women.
Because they're freaking cute! Why do they think they're immune from criticism? Yeah, that does seem to be the mentality, YouTube lover.
Yeah. Tug. That was a tug.
I don't know, man. Sour gummies. I don't know if there's botanical gardens. Oh, it's a YouTube channel. I think I've heard of that bear.
She's gonna touch it any second.
Candy company. Imagine with diabetes.
Oh, food talk.
Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, Aurora, yeah. We don't have Panda Express here. Yeah, we need to install random doorbells in the house for no reason.
More food talk.
Flounder, whitefish, sweet onion.
Yeah, she
so
does
good.
keep smelling her fingers, Megan. That's what she's doing.
That sounds so good. BLT sounds good with like cheese, lettuce, tomatoes,
Food
mayo.
talk.
Like a lot of mayo.
God.
If I have any dry piece of bread, I'm gonna be mad.
See, okay, right here. Hold on. Oh wait, dang it. Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, okay. She needs to go forward a little bit. There. You see, like all that. That's all her chin.
If I have any dry piece of bread,
yeah. See how it's really puffing out real bad right there. Yeah. Yep. Oh, big tug.
Bacon grilled cheese.
More food.
Honestly, I'm not sure right now what he's playing. We don't have a time channel.
Yeah, that's
something that's like, yeah, I didn't realize we don't have that.
Let me know in chat what you think smelling on her fingers, because she keeps smelling those fingers.
I asked people to sponsor, I started grifting for trips. No.
Yep, I'm on 27 too, Megan. Oh.
Yeah, that sounds so good. I love fish.
She loves fish. That's a lie. Listen.
I should put a knocker on the door, imagine.
Deep fat fry.
I love falafel, yeah.
Yeah, I'm at 28
you don't
too.
Want to spring forward. You lose an hour, huh? I used to hate that.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, no, I don't have to work.
Real quick, I think Goose is onto something as she slides them along her rolls and whiffs them. Because do you remember that one I had in that video where we watched her dig in her crack and brought her hand right up to her face? So I think she scratches under the various fupa rolls. I really do, and brings them up. So let me know if you think that's right or if you think
about that.
We're crazy.
I suppose. Ew.
It's so gross, but
it's so ugly. Yeah. This Muslim woman is a hypocrite. She accepts money from others to gossip about you and mock you. Her behavior will not go unnoticed. I don't know what you're talking about, but
she's so boring. I need to go to my foodie beauty playlist and just we can watch
all over for their gigs. I would
my shorts I made of her. I swear to
God.
Fine,
for sure.
Yeah, her sweat doesn't smell.
I talked about that yesterday too. And heavy pickle salt. Yum. That does sound really good. Panda Express's Manchu walk. Yep. No, it's better than Manchu. It is.
Oh, tug.
A little bit better.
Tug.
Manchu walk. What's the weirdest thing I paid for? Oh gosh, I'd have to think about it. I don't know. Like, I've just been paid for food, not really much, you know.
Oh, food talk.
Lily.
I'm at 29 also.
Why would you consider it grifting? I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. That means it was the truth.
I own it. I don't care.
Yeah, you do care. That's why you're talking about
Manchu walk. Oh yeah, so Manchu walk is Canadian. It's like mall Chinese. Walk Express. I think we have a Walk Express here.
Listing off more fast food.
Canadian. Born and raised.
Tug and sniff, tug and sniff.
I'm Canadian, born and raised. Where the beaver tails are, honey.
Maybe we should do some merch. Tug and sniff. I'm gonna write that down.
He's got Walk Express before.
Tug and sniff.
I don't know, Victoria. Inshallah, you know, eventually soon, like within, it depends. Yeah, when I had Panda Express, I remember like it was really good.
Put a 1 in the chat if you think I should label this late night discussion as tug and sniff. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that's a terrible idea.
They give you a huge portion. I got the noodles. I'm starting to get hungry again. I ate the tea at like about 6 p.m. So I had a weird sleep pattern. I
love your face too, man. Thanks, Blue
9
Daisy.
a.m., 9:30 a.m.
Cat
and
station, yep.
It was like, I don't know, slept on and off. No, it's not made with beef. It's the shape of a beaver tail and fried dough. A thin fried dough.
More food
and you can put any toppings you want, like Reese peanut butter with Reese's Pieces on it.
Tug.
I do have a Discord. Yeah.
Sugar food talk.
I don't remember my name off the top of my head right now though, because I don't use it. Bannock. Oh yeah, bannock bread. I learned how to make that in a day camp once. It's just like bread. It's just like A type of indigenous bread, eh?
It's
With an actual beaver tail.
it's Indian fry bread, moron.
Burger King and McDonald's dip? Oh no. Yeah, Lovato, it's KFC iftar, yeah. So I had that, and then I had the Starbucks.
Yeah, it's
Like a
only
biscuit,
been
yeah. Bannock is so good. Dump recipes, yes. If one thing I miss about pork is the rib. I miss ribs, honestly, once in a while. Like we used to go, like Pete and I used to go eat at
Tug.
what's that place in Ottawa, the ribs we always used to go? Rouge? I think it's Baton Rouge. And we would always get the wings. Oh my gosh. You wanna go to Canada just for the food?
We're up to 30 minutes and over
The poutine is
32
so good.
tugs.
Tracy, Clifton Hill, yes. The Ripley's, believe it or not, I remember going there as a kid. And the haunted houses. I always took the chicken exit. Our chocolate alone. Canada has good chocolate. We have good maple syrup. Maple syrup, poutine.
Poutine.
A lot of the good food comes from the French side of Canada.
Yeah. Oh no, okay, right there.
You can get beef ribs.
How would Chantal know what food comes from Western Canada when she's never even been there? Seriously. That's like me saying, like, oh, the best friend comes from Paris. But I've never been outside of Paris. Are you fucking kidding me?
Their short ribs are good. Yeah. Indeed.
Okay, so this, I have to go on to the next archive. So, to the next part. My question. Put a 1 in the chat if you want to watch the second half of this, the second part of the archive. Put a 2 in the chat if you want some comic relief. I'll go to my Foodie Beauty playlist and we'll play some of my shorts where I may or may not be being kind of sarcastic. Just for a few minutes, just for, like I said, they're in there. They'll play in what order they play. So put a 1 if you want to go straight to Chantal, the rest of this video. Put a 2 if you want some comic relief. I'm seeing a lot of news. Okay, so I'm not trying to hype my own channel, but my God, this is just painful. It's just, it's more of the same. It is. It's like Game of Thrones season 8. It's so bad, and you just, what am I doing with my life? But you've invested the time, and you need to. Let's see. Let me go to my channel. I go to my playlist. I'll start back quite a way, and they should just autoplay, I think. So are you guys cool with that? I'm looking for 2s. Okay, is night Goose, good night Goose Chuck, hit me up so we can chat. I need to figure out the StreamYards. Hopefully Mr. Grebo's back to work soon and I start having the place to myself, man, because okay, I'm trying to find my, okay, here's my Foodie Beauty playlist. Some of these jokes are kind of old, though. Like, let's see. How far back do you want me to start? Here, I'll start. Okay, I'll start right here, and we'll see how this goes.
Hi, guys. My mental health, which is totally your problem, is just not so good right now. I think I'm going to make myself feel better by melting down this small brick of cheese and eating it.
This sounds terrible.
Actions have consequences. That's not a thing. Nobody says that. I've never heard that before.
Good morning, Greybets. Vlog member day 2.
I'm completely free here. Well, except for I can't be naked in public or on camera. I
Good night,
can't
Princess
drive.
Olivia.
Can't get my hands on any drugs. I can't order the fast food I want. I don't have access to any free medical care. I can't act a fool in public. My house is a complete and total mess because there's somebody here making me keep it clean. I go out and about when I want. I'm completely free. It's just hard being in a new culture. Who wants their own bank account? That's just dumb. Look, member D2 is over. P.S. If you made it this far in the video, leave cactus emojis in the comments. I'm impulsive. It's all fine.
Let's see.
Got done eating my lunch.
Here, let me go.
Ready
Hold
to
on.
make some homemade spaghetti. I left.
That sounds just terrible. Oh, these are like a lot of. Hold on. We'll go to some of the newer ones. Okay, here, we'll go here for a second.
Good morning, Creepettes. Made it. I'm in the mood for a snack.
Oh, so thirsty. It's diet soda, it's fine. It gives me a refreshing sense of refreshment. I'm walking down to check the mail right now. Oh, nope. I think I'm done for the day. I'll have Mr. Grebo go check the mail for me. It's too far. Did I tell you I'm fluent in French? I can understand everything to me in French. I don't know the words to answer, but I'm fluent. Quelle émotion du drapeau français? Hey guys, when I woke up, I was coughing up blood. So like any normal person, I did what you would naturally do when you're terrified. I went back to sleep. But then when I woke up, I was coughing more blood. So Mr. Grebo said, we need to get you to the emergency room. So I'm in the car. We're parked in front of the bank because he had to run in and get some meat. And then he was stopping by the post office. And then he needed to go grab dry cleaning. And I think he's going to the grocery store. But after that, he's taking me right to the emergency room.
The next day.
5, 6, 7, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
June day 2 is over. Leave exercise emojis. Good morning, Grubets. June day 3. It's supposed to be unseasonably warm today. I'm dressed. I'm having Mr. Grebo some fresh strawberries. They're a little expensive, but it's totally worth it. I'm going to stitch them up individually and throw them in the freezer so I can eat them whenever I want. And I have some frozen strawberries here. I'm pulling some out to let them thaw so I can snack on them. And for all you haters out there, the Google machine says strawberries are low on the glycemic index, which means I can eat as many of them as I want, even if I was coughing up blood just a couple days ago.
They all jealous and hypocrisy, babe.
Aw, thank you, babe. Well, guys, welcome to the end of another video. Yeah, I still have my stool up there because I'm late. June day 3 is over. Leave strawberry emojis in the comments. Morning, Grubets. July day 10. It's about 105 degrees outside, so of course I'm dressed appropriately. So I've been coughing up blood again. I know the doctor said I need eating cheese because that's why I'm coughing up blood, but a nutritionist on TikTok said that is not the reason I'm coughing up blood. So I'm just going to have a small snack, a little bit of cheese. This is low-fat cheese. Here's my counter. Low-salt dill pickle. Oh, it's a diet soda. Can have that. I'm not going to apologize for what I eat. Fuck everybody online. You know, being angry and antagonistic just doesn't seem like a very effective method of blogging. Not to mention it's 105 degrees outside, so draping myself in 5,000 layers of polyester and throwing on some scuba gear on my head, I'm just not feeling it today. I have neither the time nor energy today to play a middle-aged, hypocritical, disingenuous, angry battle axe. Maybe tomorrow. July day 10 is over. Hey, it's July 11th, and I have the number 650 in my head.
I weighed in at 368.8.
Yeah, that seems a little low, but my number's 350.
My weight is about 370 pounds.
Once again, not true.
I weighed in at 374 something. I'm writing it down.
Write down your lies, but my number's still 650. This has nothing to do with what you know.
You're clearly a dumbass.
Wow, that got nasty really quick.
I'll rage and swear if I want. I don't care how it makes me look. Whatever.
Quick.
I'm not going to apologize for what I eat, for failing on a diet. Fuck everybody. And I'm not going to apologize for defending myself. I don't care.
My point was, it's July 11th, and I've been vlogging 650 in a row.
I'm human. I'm allowed to be mad. I'm not going to apologize for anything. I don't care.
I'm going to go.
Get out of here.
Man, you're an asshole.
Yeah, you are. Goodbye.
The 6 to do with you. Guilty mind needs no accuser. July day 11 is over. Leave the number 650 in the comments.
I'm special. Special. I am special. Be honest. Special. I love it.
Good morning, Grubets. June day 26. I'm dressed. This outfit's kind of boring. Oh, I know.
Craft American Singles. They're a game changer.
Morgoth loves this toy. Morgoth came flying off the kitty tree to attack the toy, missed the toy, and clawed directly into my leg. I'm kind of thirsty. I suppose I should drink something. Yeah, that hits the spot. I'm going to give the kitties a treat.
You want a Craft American Single?
It's a game changer.
June Day 26 is over.
Good morning, Three Bets. July Day 14th. I'm not going to lie, I don't know how much recording I'm going to get done today.
Okay.
Boodles and
I'll spare you guys
rage, and
watching anymore. Think if there's any that make me laugh. Yeah, okay. Do you guys want to, well, let's see, what time is it? Oh, thanks, Megan. Okay, it's getting late, you guys, so let me turn the light on and we can just kind of, hold on. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have it in me to watch the other half of that live. Are you guys cool with that? Sweet. Okay, so here, let me put this up. Yeah, Chantal is so boring. We've been going for like 2-3 hours. I think we've covered everything. I'm probably boring everybody to death. Thank you, Granny Noodles, for contributing to the Grebo. We'll eventually get a decent setup fund. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to, ouch, that hurt. Okay, yeah. Okay. Let's see. All right, let's see. So yeah, thank you. Oh, Grateful Life. I don't know if I said hi. So, see, I stopped at 32 hijab tugs at 30 minutes. So that's more than at one hijab tug a minute. Like she's tugging at that thing basically more than every minute. So that's not good. And as far as her smack, in 5 minutes, she talked about, oh, a reaction night maybe. Oh, maybe we'll do a game night. Oh, maybe I'll do a reaction to goof videos. Oh, maybe I'll do a podcast. Maybe we'll have a panel. Maybe we'll watch movies and we'll react to it. Like, it's all verbal diarrhea. And just gotten so used to, saying a thing. And like any good, and an addict is your biggest yes man. They'll agree to anything, but they have no intention on following through. And Chantal is an addict in her behaviors, man. She'll just say whatever she needs to say to get the reaction that she needs to get, but she has no intention on following through. She has no intention on doing anything the audience wants, and unless it's something that she wants, that her need right now, that is the only way it's going to happen. She's that lazy. She's that lazy. Bottom line. Let's see. I'll go and see if there's, oh, I've got the hiccups because I'm drinking soda. Let me see if, all right. Oh, wow, Megan got 34. Nope, you guys are probably right because I kind of spaced out when I started. So yeah, 34. So it's 34 in 30 minutes. It's just crazy. So, all right. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe next time I go live, maybe we can do an actual. I'm trying to do when we do these, call them late night discussions. And then if I call it bad baking, where we actually do bad baking or we actually do questionable cooking. I'm trying to not call everything bad baking, and then because some people that show up will want to actually see the cooking part. So yeah. So I guess I'll start saying goodnight to everybody, and hopefully Mr. Grebo, he's not been working lately. Everything's been slow, so hopefully he goes back to work soon because he's always here. Always. And it's just I cannot get a moment of peace, and it's pretty rough. So I'm going to start saying goodnight to everybody. So I'm going to say, yeah, bad baking. We'll get some of that done, and I'll start making better notes on Chantal. It's just she's not been saying anything new, really, but we can start maybe making games out of, like, kind of like slug bug, or you could do Popeye when you see a one-eyed car, like every time she says, something or does something, and, well, like I said, we can make a game out of it. So I will say goodnight to Blue Daisy. I will say goodnight to Biddy Bobbity Boo. Sorry I didn't say hello sooner. Jocelyn's mom. I got my awesome apron. It will get used. Wooly, thank you for being here. Megan, love your face. Cherubber, thank you for being here. Blondie, Frosty, of course. Jag Girl, thank you. Granny Noodles, thank you so much. Grateful Life. I'm trying to EP was here. It's like, yeah, is there, just keep saying something. Yeah, thank you, EP. Thanks for being here. I said to Blondie, yep. Good night, everybody. I think I'm not going to keep squat because what I'll do is I'll end up. So I'm going to stop this. And once again, so put a 1 in the chat if we want to do tug and will be the late night discussion tug and sniff, which I'm sure a lot of people are going to be like, what the hell is that about? And if you don't want tug and sniff, put a 1 if you want tug and sniff. Put a 2 if you think that's a terrible idea. And if I get a lot of 2s, I'll probably, when is it being a terrible idea ever stop me, right? My favorite soap opera is watching Food Duty, so. Okay, we've got 1s, lots of 1s. Right on. Sweet, yeah. Tonight, I'll rename it Tug and Sniff. Late night discussion, Tug and Sniff. So, 2.2. All right, guys, I'm going to turn this off. It's getting late. I'm sure Mr. Grebo is going to be here soon, and I don't need him and our friend. They're busting through the door. They went and saw Jerry Cantrell at the, not the Crystal Ballroom. Did they go to the Crystal? No, the Crystal Ballroom's McMenamin's. It was the Wonder Ballroom. I can't remember. It's a venue in Portland. So, okay. I'll talk to everybody soon. Thank you to everybody who's here. This Super Chat Granny Noodles. And I'll talk to everybody soon. And I pray to God this show isn't terrible. Bye. I will Blue Days. I promise. Okay.